Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer for our business. Ultimately, Monday.com has been a real game changer.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, so my name is Blessings Josugu, and you are welcome to Renaissance Nigeria Network 2022. Now, my name is Blessings, like I said earlier, and I will be having my co-host very, very shortly. His name is Henry Egwari. But before that, let me just give you a clue as to why we're here tonight. Now, Renaissance Nigeria Network is a global summit where we come to discuss Nigeria's potentials and how best to harness these potentials. Now, this summit, we have amazing minds, we have great speakers, we have amazing people who will come to talk to us about Nigeria and her potentials and a lot of other things like that. And then we will definitely be having panel discussions, we'll be having quiz, we'll be having presentation, Q&As, and we will be also having music. So it's not all talk, we will be having fun as well. Right, and we are streaming live on YouTube, so feel free to share the link with your friends, with your family, and not just YouTube, we'll also be streaming live on MixLR. So as many people as you want to join can join in on this great meeting tonight. Now, before I go further, permit me to bring in my co-host, Henry Egwari. Henry, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Blessing. It's amazing to be here. We're here to do awesome things. The panelists, we have a fantastic lineup here to trash, burning issues bordering on nation building and the project Nigeria. So my name is Henry Egwari, and I'm here to work with Blessing in guiding us through the lineup as we have it here. So tomorrow, I don't know if we are still a day before Nigeria's independence. So by my time in here, it's a few hours before it gets to wish Nigeria happy independence. And from independence till now, from colonial times till now, the Nigerian project is still an ongoing project, and it's our dream that we will come out of some of the things that we are going through right now to enjoy a better, more robust nation that we all will be proud of. So, welcome everybody. I have all kinds of people all over the world joining us. A student of mine asked if he could live stream this on Instagram, over 300 of them want to join in and all of that. So I'm so excited to be here. Blessing, thank you very much for the opportunity. This is the beginning of many wonderful things that we will take charge of and steer, activities moving forward for this country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, most definitely. Thank you so much, Henry. And thank you all for being here tonight. And like he said, we will be wishing Nigeria a happy independence shortly, and that will be by tomorrow. Now, a link will be put up shortly, and we have an app that is called Slido, where you can ask your questions. So for this session and all our panel sessions, when they come up with conversations, please feel free to write down your questions and then get in on Slido app. We'll put it up very soon where you can put in your questions and then we get to ask the questions on your behalf. And also for the quiz, that will come up shortly as well. There's also an app called Kahoot. I'm just giving you a hint to how we will be doing it tonight. There's an app called Kahoot where you can log in, join in at www.kahoot.it, showing on the screen right now. And then the details will definitely be communicated when it's time, but just get ready. The quiz is something you get to win money, cash prize ranging from 20 Canadian dollars to 50 Canadian dollars. But then it's not just about the money, it's about the information and the knowledge we're passing across tonight. So please have that behind your mind, but also be more attentive, pay attention. You get to win cash prize and everything. All right, welcome, Rhonda. She says she's excited to be here. We're excited to have you as well. Now, the theme for this year's meeting is synergizing Nigeria's potential for greatness. Like I said earlier, we're here to discuss Nigeria's potential. I mean, this is the, permit me to say, jackpot season. And well, I wouldn't say it's because they don't know the future that Nigeria holds, but then we all know that Nigeria is a great country and Nigeria has a lot of potentials that can be harnessed, and that is why we're here today. So once again, please feel free
to share the link, invite your friends, invite your family. This is the 2022 edition of the Global Summit. Now, before we go further, I will be calling in the convener very soon. But before then, in honor of our great country, I would like for us to take the national anthem. Now, you don't need to bother about how we'll go about it, the keys clashing and everything. But to make it easier for us, we will have a play out, and all you have to do is sing along. So let us take the national anthem in a beat, and then
your questions, and then we get to ask the questions on your behalf. And also for the quiz that will come up shortly as well. There is also an app called Kahoot. I'm just giving you a hint to how we will be doing it tonight. There's an app called Kahoot where you can log in, join in at www.kahoot.it, showing on the screen right now. And then the details will definitely be communicated when it's time, but just get ready. The quiz is something you get to use money, cash prize ranging from 20 Canadian dollars to 50 Canadian dollars. But then it's not just about the money, it's about the information and knowledge of
Okay, so we'll be having the national anthem very soon. We are having a big bit of mix of that with the audio. So we'll be ready just now to take the national anthem. Blessing. So let's make ready for the national anthem.
Then we all know that Nigeria is a great country, and Nigeria has a lot of potentials that can be harnessed, and that is why we're here today. So once again, please feel free to share the link, invite your friends, invite your family. Henry, could you please say that again? 2022 edition of the summit. I don't know maybe now before we go further, I will be telling you very soon. Henry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you.
I'm good. You actually should be able to hear me. I can hear you loud and clear. I wonder why you're not hearing me. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
No, Henry, I can't hear you. But please, if you are here in the meeting and you can hear us, could you please indicate so we can go further?
Exactly.
So while we do that, okay.
Okay, they can hear us.
So Henry, I think you'd like to go ahead. Probably it's from my end. I can't hear you from my end, but if they can hear you, just go ahead.
Okay. Please, I'd like to find out if the other people here can hear me. Can we hear me? Or is this okay? So Rhonda, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. They can hear me. So you're welcome, everybody. Because the audio is getting mixed up here, I think we should just move ahead and sing the national anthem without playback. I think we have enough patriots here to help us and guide us through. So yes, David Anuega is in the house and he can lead us through and charge us through the national anthem, even if it's just the first stanza. So can we do that together, please? Let's do that together. Let's say 2, 3, go. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much. Thank you. So without wasting time, Blessing, over to you from this end.
Okay. All right. If we were in a physical meeting, I would have said a round of applause for Henry. I mean, your gift of singing came out. Thank you so much for that, Henry. Now, before we go further and without further ado, I would like to invite the convener. Now, all of this was put together by a patriotic citizen of this country. Remember, we're talking about harnessing the potential, someone who believes in the potential of Nigeria, and that is no other person than Oluwarotimi Oluwatoyinbo. I would like to invite him now to give his address. Thank you so much, Rotimi. Over to you.
Thank you, Blessings, Mosugu. Thank you, Henry Aguare. Thank you, everyone. You're welcome. So happy to see wonderful, nice faces from all over the world, I believe. And I'm grateful to God and grateful to everyone who has been a part of this and who is investing time, investing goodwill and gesture into this. Names too numerous to mention, so I'll just go straight into the little piece that I've written down to welcome us. It's our first summit ever, and this is to provoke some conversations towards waking up potentials that Nigerians have, and to begin to have great, robust engagements that are very positive and will help the future of Nigeria and Nigerians. So you're welcome once again. I am pleased to welcome everyone to this spectacular occasion where we seek to begin to provoke thoughts, awaken potentials, or at least efforts towards national development in Nigeria. We have always been at one precipice or the other. Find out. Okay, sorry about that. That was a mix-up here. We have always been at one precipice or the other for the longest of times and somehow evolved or emerged from there, stronger or worse. That's a subject of discourse. What is most important is not that we have challenges staring us in the face daily. What is most important is what we do with the challenges. We may be young or old, rich or poor, educated or illiterate, light or without any light of any form. We all face one difficulty or the other. We may decide to fold our hands and watch the challenges, not just stare us in the face, but also steer our wheel to where we do not want. And as well, take all bulls by the horn, no matter where they are coming from and no matter who they want to gore. We can set a new direction for ourselves as a nation. We can reach deep down into our locked up potentials, network with those who share the same patriotism, and spin the wheel of progress to the applause of nations. We can win by righteousness, knowing and doing what is right, shunning and resisting what is not, regardless of who is watching us. We can redefine governance, embrace the less privileged, support leadership, and forge ahead gracefully. We can rewrite history and bring the Nigerian smile on faces across the globe. I welcome you to a new season in Nigeria's endeavor, where engagement will begin to be robust, ethnicity will be compelled to submit to national values, potentials will be given their platforms to emerge. Welcome you to a sphere where excellence is at the fore, where renewed communal efforts will enjoy patronage, and where our reputation will be as prophesied, sought after by all other nations. Welcome you to the first global summit of the Renaissance Nigeria Network with the theme, Synergizing Nigeria's Potential for its Greatness. Enjoy the presentations from carefully selected men and women of remarkable achievement and character, discussions, music, quiz, and more. I deeply appreciate the kind gesture and patriotism of all our speakers, moderators, graphic designers, and the planning team and the protest notice. It's unbelievable that all these were packaged in 2 to 3 weeks. Your immense support is a great encouragement to renew hope in Nigeria's greatness. We're a people empowered by God, marked by excellence, and infused with a great and unmatched potentials. We officially open the summit and pray you have a time of great value addition. Happy 62nd Independence Day to all Nigerians. I'll be a renaissance. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi, for that. And once again, I was about to say round of applause. I think I'm so used to the physical meetings, but this will suffice. Anyway, so before we go, I would just like to read out the program of events so everyone can be carried along and everyone can know what we're going to be doing tonight. Now, we have done the welcome address. We have gone ahead to sing the national anthem, which Mr. Henry gracefully did. Now, we also have the convener's address, thanks to Mr. Oluwarotimi Oluwatoyinbo for that. And next up, we'll be having the presentations, the first and second presentations, after which, like I said, it's not just talk and talk. We will be having some entertainment. So we will be going into music after the presentation. Then we'll have the goodwill message. Then we'll go straight to another set of presentations, which is the third and fourth. And then we will have the panel discussions, the question and answer segment, where your questions your questions will be answered. And then we will also come up with some questions. So please don't forget, this is where I remind you that we are streaming live on YouTube and also live on MixLR. And for your questions, a link will be put up shortly. It's an app called Slido, where you get to send in your questions, and then we get to pick the questions and ask our panelists the questions. So none of your questions will be overlooked. As long as you want answers, you definitely will get answers. But don't forget, download the app, it's called Slido, and then just send in your questions from there. And then we will have other panel sessions. We'll also have other discussions, and we will wrap up. So without wasting much time, we would like to go straight to the first set of presentations. And I would like to invite our first speaker. And okay, I'm going to read out her bio first. So more like a mystery. I like giving a mystery. So our first speaker is Adejishola Atiba, also known as Lady Abba. Now, Adejishola is an author and a people manager with the RBC, the Royal Bank of Canada. She has been with RBC now for 16 years and in the banking industry for 30 years. She is a 2022 Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Jubilee Pin recipient, a 2020 RBC Global Citizen Award winner, and many other awards for her continued work in the community. Now, her focus is on digital transformation, on change and workforce planning, on financial planning, and inspiring people. She founded the Council of Nigerian Professionals Incorporation, the CNP, and the African Caribbean Council of Halton, the ACCH. She also sits on the board of organizations including United Way Halton and Hamilton, and also the Rotary Club of Milton. Now, she usually says that banking is her profession, but community is her passion. That's her mantra. Her network within the community has been of immense value to many individuals and many organizations. Adejishola Atiba will be speaking on the topic, synergizing Nigeria. I'm sorry, it was taken away, so I got caught up there. Could you please bring it back? Apologies for that. So our first guest, who is Adejishola Atiba, will be the first presenter, and she will be talking on a very important topic, which centers around the theme, which is synergizing Nigeria's potential for greatness. So without further ado, without wasting much of our time, please join me as I invite our first speaker, Adejishola Atiba. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, my brother from another mother, and it's a pleasure to meet everyone here today. I'm so proud of what you're doing out there, and always reaching out to connect with everyone. And I do want to recognize that today is actually the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. It is a day when Canada, because you're so Canadian, right? I'm a proud Nigerian, but I'm also a Canadian. So National Day of Truth and Reconciliation is a day when Canadians honor the children that never came back home. It is a day when they honor the survivors of residential schools. It is a day when they support the community, because of their painful history, and forge together a way forward to support the community. It is also an Orange Shirt Day. I'm not sure that this is orange. At times I think it's orange, at times it's pink, but Orange Shirt Day, again, is all about saying that every child matters and showing support for the First Nations. And I'm happy to say that I'm talking from the land of the Anishinaabe, the Atawadaron, and the Métis in the Alton region. I'm talking to you from Milton, Ontario, and I'm happy to be here. So I was given a topic to talk about. I did put together a presentation. Is it okay if I share it? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Can I share the presentation?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I believe that a picture speaks 1,000 words, so it is more of picture. So I hope you can see my screen. So I'm told to talk about the boundless diaspora Nigerian. So I'm going to be telling you a story about me, a story about a lot of people have come to meet in Canada. We are Nigerians. We're very, very smart, intelligent, skillful people. And the first thing I would say is, don't ever let anyone take that away from you. One of the things that a lot of people do well, better than us, is branding. We need to learn to brand ourselves and tell our story and tell our truth. And so I've been introduced. I just wanted to show you the many faces of Adejisola. I could be as professional as I want, or even, I love my traditional outfits, and I could be funky too, as you can see. But if you really want to learn a lot more about me, I feel LinkedIn will do the best, and maybe my website. So what are the things that I want to talk about today? When we move from Nigeria and we come to Canada, I was hearing MC saying that this is the era of Jackpa. Believe you me, Jackpa has always been there. My brother, my father's son, actually came to America in the 70s, and there were lots and lots of people way back then. The only difference is that when they come, they go back home most of the time. And right now, maybe we're not doing that. But maybe we will, because now we're talking more, which is something that we've left undone for a long time. So what are the things that we face when we come here? I remember coming to Canada about 18 years ago, and I was so sure of myself. I've always been a very confident person. And that confidence was actually built in me through my father. My father always let me know that there's nothing I cannot do. He always made me believe that I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. It was always made me believe that I'm the best thing that could happen to him. And so even though I had some ups and downs, even in Nigeria, I always believed that. And I'm also a woman of faith. I believe in God. And so when I came to Canada, I had that belief at the back of my mind that I am going to be the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody's waiting for me, and I will get everything I wanted. Oh my goodness, was I shocked. And believe you me, nowadays that we throw around depression and mental illness, I am sure I must have been depressed at that time. When you come in, there's culture shock. There's just so much going on. so much going on. And even choices, too many choices. There's just a lot, whether it's the schooling system. I didn't even understand it. My son was already in primary 2 when I was told, sorry, he needs to be with his age mate. I'm like, what was that about? I mean, in our culture, our children could finish high school at age 12. It doesn't matter, but here, that's not the way it works. And then, we've left all our network at home, no family. Till date, I still don't have any family here. Yes, I have my children and my husband, but then I don't have my sisters or brothers. So we've left our families back home, our network. You don't even know who to talk to. I was lost. I was really, really lost. And I applied to a lot of jobs and got nothing. Got absolutely nothing. Not even thank you for applying. We will respond to you. I got nothing. I was uncertain about what next steps are going to be for me, what my career will look like. A lot of people then were telling me, Adejisola, you can't get into the banking world. It's not possible. People like you are not seen there. And it's true. If you go even to the grocery, you won't see somebody that looks like me. And so there was so much uncertainty. Even though I had my degree, I had some professional qualification, I was already working in leadership in the bank. It meant nothing. I was confused. And I know that, unfortunately, that is still the story of many people, because I realized that it depends on who you actually meet that would really determine what you're able to do. I've had stories of people doing countless exams, certification that they never would use in their life just because somebody said, this is going to be good, this is going to help you. That was my story. That is still a lot of people's story. But does it have to continue like that? Absolutely not. And that is why I love the fact that we're having this conversation. We have left our country. We are in another man's country. How can we be better? How can we help ourselves? How can we learn from other people's pitfalls and not do the same mistakes? How can we actually bring out our excellence? And so, what did I do? I put my head down. I started. That is what I did. I packed on different certification because I didn't know what to do. I just didn't know what to do. There was nobody to talk to. Everybody told me, you can't do it. Oh, you have a son. Why don't you go on welfare and be getting, how much was it then? I think it was 1,100 that they said they'll be giving me. And I'm like, is there going to be a promotion or demotion there? I don't know. I was told to maybe go into PSW because that was, that's where the money is. And, but I was fixated on going to banking. And so I put my head down. Eventually I got, an opportunity to volunteer with a community center, and I was teaching English as a second language. And one of those days, I was taken to a bank to open my account, and I met this man, amazing, amazing man. He's from Trinidad and Tobago, and he asked me, why are you not working in the bank? When people ask you questions that you're like, seriously, do you really want to have an answer to that? But I answered him all the same. I put the, hanger, I just let it, and I answered him. I said, well, nobody would hire me. And he said, if you don't mind, I can introduce you to someone. And so the rest is history. I was introduced to someone, and the person I was introduced to happened to be a Nigerian, even from Yoruba tribe. She told me what she did. They said that lightning cannot strike in a place twice. It did for me. Exactly what she did, I did it, and I got a job. And I've been in that job since then. Now, getting a job is one thing, having a career is another thing. I still wished I had somebody that was holding my hand and guiding me as I go on. I didn't have anyone. I was I put my head down, like I said, I did my certification, and I got to a space where I wanted to do my master's because I felt, we believe that education is everything in Nigeria, right? Until we'll come abroad and realize that it's not always about education, right? It's not always about it. It is a good thing to have, but we have to be smart and dynamic about the way we do things. And so I wanted to do my master's. I couldn't get my transcript from home. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And what did I do? Just because I know that I can only control myself, I went back to school here. I did another 4-year degree. And that was the degree I used to do my master's. Yes, it took me 17 hard years. I'm where I am now. A senior manager. I support over 50 individuals. I would say that I'm thankful for where I am, but what I'm trying to say is it doesn't have to be that way for you. It could be, a journey of 17 years, could be 5 years for you. If you have somebody that can hold your hand, you have somebody that you can talk to, somebody you can reach out to, that can give you advice, mentor you. And I'm happy to say that we do have it. Now we do. And this is one of such places. So what can you do? What is my recommendation? Because I'm not even sure of how long my time is, but I don't want to take too much time. What can we do? What can you do? One of the things I would say is branding. You need to brand yourself. I call myself Lady Abba. Lady Abba is actually my name. It's, Adejisola Boluwadro Hannah Atiba. That's what it is. Branding. Your brand matters. And why does it matter? When I meet people from Nigeria, people from Africa, actually people from all over the world, because believe you me, what we are experiencing, everybody else is experiencing it too. When I meet them and they say, can you recommend me? And I'm like, yes, but you don't even know me. What more do I need to know? What more do I need to know? Because I know that Canada has already done all the verification for me. They already know that you have series of degrees, you have experience, you have skills, you have expertise in your field, and that is why you're here. And I know that some people may come in as refugee, and that's irrelevant for you. We all know that in my country, to get a visa to come to Canada or US, you must be something. So I don't need to know you more than that. I already know you. And I want you to know yourself. I know you will come and you'll hear a lot of noise. You'll hear a lot of you are not enough. But I want you to know that you are enough. I wish I had someone to tell me that. And I want you to raise your head high. Don't look down. In our culture, we have a culture of not looking at people. We have a culture of even holding our hands across. When we don't look at them, they feel we're not confident. When we hold our hands across our chest, it seems like we're closed off. Know your brand, know yourself. You're enough. Raise your head high up and speak up. One of the things I've realized is that if you're doing something good, you got to speak about it. You got to talk about it. Nobody can tell your story better than you. So branding matters. Brand yourselves. Networking matters. This is what we're doing here today. And it doesn't have to be in person. I mean, COVID told us that we could be dynamic in the way we do things. You have to network with like-minded people. I'm sure we've all heard the saying, your network is your net worth. The people you know are the people that can guide you, that can support you, that can encourage you, inspire you, help you when you're, down, hold your hand, tell you what things are all about. But if you don't network, How would you do that? Right now, I mean, I'm in my house and talking to a screen, but the point is, I'm meeting over 50 people here. I am going to reach out to most people here. I'm going to reach out to them on LinkedIn. Pick a name or two. Tell them you met them during the event. They will be happy to meet you. And maybe they're even in your field. Maybe they can support you. Maybe they can refer you. Maybe they can mentor you. Maybe they can sponsor you. One of the other things I've noticed with some of our people is that I don't know whether it's shyness. We don't always like to be the first to reach out. A lot of people, when we go to events, will say, oh, nobody's talking to me. No, but how about you talk to someone? Be that first person to say something. Say hello. Smile, it breaks the ice. So networking is super, super important. It will give you the mentors that I lacked. It will give you the sponsors that you need. It will give you the references that you need. Volunteerism. Volunteering is super, super good. It's super, super important. In Canada, I learned about volunteer in my first few months in Canada. Because way back then, you'll hear you don't have Canadian work experience. But when you volunteer, you're getting an amazing, amazing type of experience. I mean, you're meeting with people, you're learning about them, you're giving your time, and it's not about money. It wasn't something I learned back home. It's something new to me, but I embraced it. And that was why when I became a little bit comfortable in my skin in Canada, I decided, would I let everybody else come in and go through what I went through? Why not give them, something at least to work with? Called a few friends, and that was how CMP came into being, because we felt we needed to be talking to each other, to be supporting each other. Yes, it started as supporting Nigerians, but we soon realized that whatever Nigerians are facing, everyone from African heritage is facing it. And I actually dare say that anyone new to Canada actually is facing it. And so we not only support Nigerians, we support everyone that comes from the continent of Africa, or anyone at all that needs it. So that alone made my connections to increase exponentially. And then you learn a lot of skills, whether it is speaking skills, whether it is writing, whether it's soft skills that you need for your job, or you even need to grow in the community. The fact that you volunteer, you can put on your resume, and recruiters will know that you are a different kind of breed. One of the things that they do very well in this part of the world that we do not do back home, back home, we kind of expect the government to do everything. Here, the government does not do everything. Let me give you an example. Hospital, for instance. The government will give you the land, build the structure, but everything that goes into the hospital is donation. Everything that goes into the hospital is donation. And I get it. We need to be at least, comfortable, prosperous, to be able to do such things. So yes, we know that together we need to, come together, collaborate to be able to do that. But I'm saying this to say that we need to have a kind of shift in the way we think about expecting the government to actually do everything. That's not the way this world are doing it. And so we need to learn from that. And the last thing, learning. I always like talking about learning. I love to learn. I know a CEO, and I do not want to mention names, but this CEO earns over $24 million a year. And this CEO says that it recommends that everyone has a culture of continuous learning. You have to be open-minded. You have to be agile. What is that one thing I need to do to move me from point A to point B? All you project managers, Scrum masters in the here, you know that, you know the point where you are, you know where you want to be. What is that thing that you need to do in the middle to get to your end point? Education does help. Whether it is certification that you need to do, whether it is, actually going back to school to relearn and unlearn certain things. Look at our world. Technology has taken over. If you don't know anything about technology, you are living in, la la land. So learning is super, super important to achieving the growth that we want to achieve. So what have I talked about? I spoke about my journey. I didn't have support. But your journey doesn't have to be the same. Now there is support. So think about it. Branding, networking, volunteering, and education. So on that note, I am going to stop talking. And if you want to connect with me, my bio did say I'm an author. I actually wrote a book. And it's called Authenticity, How My Why Me Moments Shape My Life. And I'm happy to tell you that I'm writing another one, and it is Be Limitless. We have to learn to be limitless. There's so many no can do that you will hear, so many noise that you will hear, so many you're not enough that you will hear. But as a person, you need to know that you are enough because you've done everything possible to be where you are today. And it can only be better. And the only person that can stop you really is you. So don't stop yourself. Reach out to people. Trust yourself through the process. And, I always like to add this. A lot of people always look at a situation whether, like, is it half full or half empty? I say, I don't do half full, half empty. I actually used to do half full, right? But like I said, I'm a woman of faith. Our cups are refillable. So whether it's half empty today, it's because of the situation we find ourselves. Whether it is half full today, it's because of the situation we find ourselves. But if we trust that things can be better, believe you me, it will be refillable. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share some insights with you. And I don't know if you have any questions or you want us to have a conversation. I pass it back to the moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lady Ava. We really learned a lot. I mean, I can speak for myself. It was really insightful, and it was really mind-blowing what you have been able to share with us, your experiences, your journey, and we really, really do appreciate it. Now, in case you're just joining in, Lady Ava just spoke. Her name is Adejishola Activa, the founding partner, Council of Nigerian Professionals, Ontario, Canada. Now, some of the things that she said that struck a chord in me was, first of all, you have to learn to brand yourself. No matter where you are right now, learn to package yourself the best way possible. There's this slang they use now, packaging, and some people kind of alter it in the wrong direction, but packaging is actually the right thing to do when you want to move forward in life. So learn to brand yourself the best way possible. Another thing she said was for you to know yourself, wherever you find yourself, know what you can and cannot do, and know your abilities and run with that. And then she said, nobody can tell your story better than you can. And that is absolutely true. And she also mentioned that networking also matters. So whatever the situation may be, whether you're shy, whether they are shy, always be the first to make the move, give a smile, it lightens the mood, according to her. And then she said it's also important to volunteer, and most importantly, learn to learn. Like I would always put it, always learn. There's never too much information. There's never too much knowledge. So always learn something new. Always put yourself yourself in a situation where you have to learn something new, you have to adapt to a new situation, and then you just have to keep growing because without learning, you can't grow. So once again, thank you so much to you, Lady Abba, for that insightful and yet very, very relatable story. I would like to pass the baton to my co-host at this point, Mr. Henry, to introduce the next presenter.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Blessing. Thank you very much. We just heard from the boss herself, Lady Abba, there telling us how important it is to have learning as a continuous process. You know, someone once said that the when you stop to learn, the day you stop to learn is the day you die, and that is so true. It is my pleasure at this time to bring on board our second speaker, our second presenter. He is the president of the Association of Nigerians in Nova Scotia, and his name is Adegoke Fadari. Now, Adegoke is a seasoned creative, quite analytical, and a strategic thinker focused on corporate vision and attainment. A quality-driven leader with over 14 years of experience in business analysis, strategic project planning, policy advice and formulation, project management, organizational development, sales, and human resources management. He is recognized as a hands-on manager with outstanding leadership, interpersonal communication, and relationship building skills. Adegoke easily multitasks in highly competitive, challenging, and fast-paced environments. He is highly skilled at managing projects through all phases and has a proven track record in developing and implementing effective human capital strategies, programs, systems, and processes for people of African descent. To ensure organizational goals are met, he has volunteered as Deputy Returning Officer, Halifax Regional Municipality, and Director of Media, African Diaspora Association of the Maritimes. Yes. Adegoke has creatively transformed the Association of Nigerians in Nova Scotia in such a short time and continues to attract funding for initiatives widely alluring to the community and government at different levels. He is proficient at cultivating and retaining key client relationships with people and business partnerships, and looking forward to working with organizations that impact communities. Adegoke will be speaking on the topic, leading Nigerians in the abroad. I love the tone of it. Leading Nigerians in the abroad. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome our brother, our friend, Adegoke Fadari. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, so apologies for that. We do not have Adegoke Fadari just yet. So we will be bringing up another speaker in the meantime, and that is Abimbola Ifidon. So I'm just going to quickly read out her profile, so we'll have her come in. Now, she is the principal partner, Val Consult, and author of Rescued. Now, she's a leader, author, business architect, and strategist with over 20 years in management and in business consulting across various industries, which includes oil and gas, information technology, and banking, and a graduate Merit Award winner with a strong background in economics, strategy, and performance management. Now, she's passionate about solving business problems, identifying opportunities, and creating value from ambiguities. Innovative also, coming up with possibilities, and has a proven track record of delivering meaningful results. A driven and self-motivated personality with zero tolerance for negative energy, and an Accenture strategy and business architecture senior consultant. She brings a unique perspective and employs strategies that position organizations to win in the market that they compete in. She's a thought leader that provokes out-of-the-box thinking to constructively challenge the status quo, to foster innovation and explore new opportunity frontiers. She leverages her technology background to enable digital transformation to help organizations unleash their potential. Now, Ola is a first certified business analysis professional, the CBAP in Alberta, and Cornell Queen's Ember alumnus. Ola is a life learner and passionate about knowledge transfer. She also provides instructional services in business, strategy, business analysis, and she's the author of Rescued, a memoir of fate and faith, which offers hope and strategies on how to navigate the turbulent times of life. She's driven, she's passionate, she's energetic and collaborative, and also seeks meaningful ways to give back through coaching and mentorship. Abimbola Ifidon will be speaking on the topic of purpose in pain, making it. Now, I've read this profile, I've read this, and this has blown my mind. So you do not want to miss this. So you do not want to miss this session. So I'm going to be bringing up Abimbola Ifidon right now. Apologies for the confusion earlier. So please, ladies and gentlemen, permit me at this point to bring up the principal partner, Val Consult, and author of Rescue, Abimbola Ifidon.
Thank you so much, Blessing, for that introduction. Appreciate that. I'm glad to be here today. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. we can.
Okay, great. Thanks for that warm introduction. I'm glad to be here today, and thank you to the organizers of today's event. I'm very grateful to God for preserving my life and giving me the opportunity to be here today with you. To the organizers and conveners of this network, this summit, I just want to appreciate what you're doing. I thank you, the co-launchers, co-hosts there. I just want to celebrate you. Today, as has been said, I'll be speaking on the topic purpose and pain, making it count. But before I get started on that, I want to just give a quote here by Leonard Ravenhill, and he says, I quote, "A man with an experience is not at the mercy of a man with an argument." And that's why I'm speaking about my experience today. And I am eternally grateful to God Almighty for giving me this privilege to be here with you today to share this story. And it's more than a story, really. It's an encounter. And I'll be sharing with you on this journey. And also thanks to the organizers of this program for giving me the platform to elevate this. So I also want to thank the other speaker, Adejisola Atiba. I thank you for that wonderful session. That's been great. And, you know, she said something about life giving us a cup half full or half empty. The truth of the matter is, if you live long enough, you would at some point in life get it an half-filled cup, guaranteed. So I mean, it's not something you wish for, but it would definitely come your way. So it's not therefore whether, it's not a question of if, it's pretty much a question of when it happens. And let me backpedal a little bit on that. You know, there could be situations, maybe financial situations, emotional situations, marital situations, mental situation, health situation. There are things that gets to a point that you're not happy about and you don't feel comfortable about it. And as Nigerians, you know, we've been told to be strong, which we are. We've also been told to accept pain, and which we do. I mean, let's face it, we're very strong, resilient people. And but one thing that we haven't been told is, how do we navigate during that period of pain? How do you navigate that? How do you transform that pain into something that is more meaningful, into something that goes beyond you? And that's what I'll be sharing with you today. Now, what I'm sharing with you today is just a snippet of what's captured in my book, Rescued. It's a 232-page book. So I'm only just going to try to do a little bit of touch on some points there. But that book is available. It's available on Amazon. It's available on Indigo. It's available on Coupons Up. And anyone that is buying as a result of this conference today would be able to get a 15% discount by just putting in RNN to 15. And that would let you get that discount on Coupons Up, which I can speak to later on. So again, we also want to be in the limelight. Everybody wants to be a superstar. Everybody wants to be out there. But one thing we don't understand is when you're in the limelight, you take the heat. And nobody wants to take the heat, but everybody wants to be a star. And life doesn't work that way. The other thing, another analogy about this is you can have a rose flower. A rose flower is beautiful, but if you don't hold it very carefully, it will prick you. And that's what life is for most of us. Even in Canada here, I hear people say, oh, it's better because you're in Canada, everything works. No, the only place that is better than anywhere else is probably heaven. It's maybe, yeah, I would say that. Because everywhere else, people are sick, people are broke, people have financial issues, people have marital issues, even in Canada. So even though we've left Nigeria, we're here, Canada is not heaven. By the way, I celebrate Nigeria today, which is why I'm wearing my green. I know we have the Truth and Reconciliation Day today in Canada, and I'm a Canadian, but I just choose to identify with my heritage, Nigeria, today. So happy birthday to Nigeria. We'll celebrate what God has done so far. So again, talking about all these things, I'm just trying to let you see that no matter where you are, whether you are in diaspora or you're in Nigeria or anywhere else in the world, whether it's Europe, there's some point in life where you would have a situation that you're just not happy about. Another word for pain is discomfort. So anything that makes you uncomfortable, anything that puts you in a position of dis-ease, where you're not comfortable with that is a situation that, we've always been told, be strong, get through it, and we do that. But whilst you're doing that, what can you do to begin to transform that into something that is more meaningful, more impactful? And so in the next couple of minutes here, I have a slide I'll be sharing with you, and I want to just walk us through some tips that I have extracted here, and I'll take that. So if it's okay, if I can get the control, I'd like to share my screen with you. Okay. So can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? I'm not sure if you can hear me. So can everybody hear me? I don't know.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure. So I'm going to be working us through. I'm going to be walking us through some strategies on how we can transform pain into purpose. Like I mentioned during the intro there, you heard that I have a strategy background and I'm very passionate about that. So as a strategist, I want to make sure that I give you some strategies on that. So the first thing I want to talk about is from the word L. And what that means is let go and let God. You see, when we're in a time of pain, when we're in a time of things that makes us uncomfortable, one of the things we begin to ask ourselves is, oh, how did I get here? The why me syndrome. Oh, why me? Why is it me that's going through this right now? Nobody likes me. And you see, especially if that situation was precipitated by somebody not helping you. You're like, oh, if only, let's say, Lady B Abba has helped me now, I would have been farther ahead. But because she didn't help me, so what starts to build up at that particular stage is resentment. You start to have resentment. You start to hate everybody around. You start to feel very sad about things. You start to be angry about life, angry about people, angry about situation. Guess what? Newsflash, that's not going to help you. So the first thing you want to do is let go and take charge. So you let go of pain, you let go of bitterness. You take back the power to hurt you by forgiving everybody, even if the person is not sorry. Even if the person is not sorry, you've got to forgive because of yourself. It's a selfish motive. You forgive for yourself. So you let go and you take charge. That's how you can begin to transform your pain into something that's beyond you and it's purposeful. If you wait back and you start to think, oh, this person didn't do this person didn't do that, they didn't help me to come to Canada, oh, I was going to pay for this, they didn't give me money, they didn't do this one, and then you're so bitter about life, and then that creates some sort of depression, and you're sick and you're angry, it's not going to go anywhere. So you've got to let go and take charge. And if you have to forgive, you forgive. The next thing that you also want to do is you acknowledge the journey. A lot of times, we talk about, even for people in Nigeria or here, you want to looking at our half full, half empty cup. Life always wants to throw us at that half empty space. Oh, it's so bad, nothing has ever worked. But if you take a moment and you pause and you move back, you would see that there are things that you can be thankful for. Have no regrets, have no pity parties. Celebrate the victories that you have in baby steps. So my own story about rescue, like I said, I'm thankful that I'm here with you. I am a cancer survivor, or I would say an overcomer. And God delivered me. And during that journey, it was a bleak journey. It was a very dark journey. And at that point in time, all you want to see is there's a lot of energy, abundant energy to see the negative things of life. But when you start to think about it and say, you know what, I've acknowledged my journey, I'm not denying this, I'm doing all the things I need to do, I'm eating right, I'm doing exercises, I'm doing all those things. But at the same time, I don't want to have that why me syndrome and sit down and be pity parties and like, oh gosh, no. But you look at what are some of the victories you can start to celebrate, waking up every day. Some people wouldn't have any health issues, went to bed, and they didn't wake up the next day. So celebrate that. You can go to the bathroom yourself, celebrate that. Some people, they can't do it. And for those of you who think, oh no, yeah, if I just get to Canada, everything will be fine. Some people in Canada are carrying oxygen around. So like I said, every place has got their own challenges. There is no place, the only place we'll have challenge free is heaven. So every place, whether it's North America, whether it's Europe, whether it's Nigeria, celebrate the little things. I know in Nigeria, we might be talking, oh, there's security issues, things are expensive, the dollar has, Naira has crashed so badly, but guess what? You still get to eat fresh vegetables. Some of us pay so much for that in Canada. You still get to go to the market and eat fresh things. Some of us, most of the things here, if you're not careful, you're eating chemical food that's been packaged very nicely. So there's still something to look at. Even in that bad situation, there's still something you can be thankful for. You can be grateful for. You celebrate those victories. There might be lots of kidnapping going on here and there, but you still go to work. You still come back home safe and sound. You can still cook. You can still eat. Even in North America, even Europe, there are people who sleep on the road, people who sleep outside, people who die during winter period because they don't have a place to stay. So there are things that you can look at and say, yes, even though I'm in this bad situation, one or two things are working for me. If you have one person that loves you, that calls you to say, hello, how are you doing? Some people don't have anyone to call them. So just look inwards and find out, what can I be thankful for? What are those baby steps? The next thing is that I encourage us to do is to unleash potentials. Unleash opportunities. Look for opportunities to pay it forward. Do something bigger than you, especially when you're in a period of your pain. Unleash that opportunity, because that opportunity is inside. Everyone is gifted. Some gifts come to the surface in very tough situations. God has often been referenced as gold has often been referenced as a good source of wealth storage or a storage commodity. But we all know that gold is not easily found, and it has different grades as well. In fact, the more they eat, the better the quality of that gold. I mean, you probably, maybe your wedding or you're going to party or something and you want to buy 18 karat gold is not the same as 20 something karat gold. And the higher you go, the more the heat that's been applied to that gold, the more refined it is, the more expensive it is. So, look inwards and be more attentive and discerning to your true self, and discover and rediscover your potential. In my book, Rescued, I referenced there's a place where I call my rediscovery. I rediscovered myself during my health challenge, and I captured all of that in my book, Rescued. So everybody, you have that the aha moment, the moment of epiphany, where you sit down and say, hey, there's something inside of me. And if you pay enough attention to your true self, if you're truly true to yourself, you begin to unlock those potentials. And it could be as simple as, calling someone and encouraging someone during their period of pain. It could be as simple as having a skill to say, you know what? I think I can use this part of my life, cooking, cook for someone. It could be, you know what? I want to have a group of people to, whatever it is. It always comes from your passion first. What do you have a passion for? What are you skilled in? Then you begin to build on that to see how those opportunities can come to the surface. The next thing I want to encourage us to do is to grow your passion. So when we're in a period of pain, like I said, once you've been able to unlock the potentials that you have, looking at some of those things, then you want to begin to grow it. You want to grow those things, discover that passion, and maybe for community, for education, for family, whatever it is that passion is, you want to do it. And this is where finding people, like Lady Abba mentioned, finding mentors that can help you grow your passion. And then you get the requisite training. You wouldn't believe it, during my own situation, and of course that period was a time where we had a lot of, it was COVID period. So there were lots of Zoom meetings, Zoom courses, Zoom classes, and all that stuff. I got on Wimbase during that period. I got on Wimbase, I became a member of Wimbase. I looked for other things that I was doing whilst in the hospital. Because I just said to myself, no, I will continue to move on and move ahead with life. So you can't just get trapped by your pain and just sit down there and do nothing and just be whimpering and saying, why me? Oh gosh, me, look at my life, oh pity party. It doesn't work. You can transform that energy, you can transform it into something else. So grow your passion, look inward and discover or rediscover your passion. And once you do that, it begins to make sense because now you know your potentials, now you're growing your passion. And then the last thing I want us to do is to harness a life of meaning and of purpose. And what does this mean? It means that you find a place to give back, a place that can benefit from your passion and skill, which is what I'm doing today. I'm trying, giving back my time, my life, my experience, so I can help other people and say, hey, if God is taking me through this, he can take anyone through it, because what he does for one, he does for another. He's not a respecter of persons. He will do it for you. And that's why I'm going out and encouraging people that may be in that situation or know someone in that situation. A place where you can pay it forward without any expectation of gains or recognition. So you want to, and this is what starts to make you live life to the fullest, not recklessly, but with purpose in mind. So essentially, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to laugh. That's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to laugh. I'm asking you to let go and take charge. I'm asking you to acknowledge your journey. I'm asking you to unleash your potentials. I'm asking you to grow your passion. And I'm asking you to harness a life of meaning and purpose. And by so doing, you can laugh your way through pain. So that's it for me. I want to stick to my 15 minutes timeline, but my book is, like I mentioned, if you have any questions or inquiries, you can send an email to me at rescuedbookorder@gmail.com. And it's available on Indigo, Amazon, and on couponsup.ca. On couponsup.ca, you will get a 15% off by just putting the code RNN15. That's RNN15 will give you a 15% off on that book. And with that, I just want to say thank you. And I hope you're able to laugh through your pain whenever that comes and if that comes. Thanks a lot for having me. God bless you.
Hello, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Wow, wow, wow. Mrs. Abimbola Ifido, all the wisdom, all the wisdom. Wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. So I was expecting Blessing, my co-host, to be here. Blessing, are you there? Blessing, are you
Yes,
here?
I'm here. I'm here.
Awesome, 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 awesome. So every experience is an opportunity for learning, and we should make the most of whatever situations we find ourselves in. You know, in the middle of all the noise that Mrs. Fidon, went through, she was able to find her voice and channel that energy into creating this enigma that she has become. God bless you, ma'am. God bless you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we'll ask our everybody here to note their questions, and you can leave your comments, and then we'll harvest these questions, and then our presenters can address your questions at a later time. So earlier, I introduced our other speaker, Mr. Adegoke Fadari. Is Mr. Adegoke? I hear he's with us now. So I will take his citation again, and then he'll be ushered in. Thank you very much. So Mr. Adegoke is a seasoned creative and analytical and strategic thinker who is focused on corporate vision attainment. He's a quality-driven leader with over 14 years of experience in business analysis, strategic project planning, policy advice and formulation, project management, organizational development, sales, and human resource management. He's recognized as a hands-on manager with outstanding leadership, interpersonal communication, and relationship building skills. Adegoke easily multitasks in highly competitive, challenging, and fast-paced environments. Mr. Adegoke is highly skilled at managing projects through all phases and has a proven track record in developing and implementing effective human capital strategies, programs, systems, and processes for people of African descent to ensure organizational goals are met. He has volunteered as Deputy Returning Officer, Halifax Regional Municipality, and Director of Media, African Diaspora Association of the Maritimes. All right. He is also has incredibly transformed the Association of Nigerians in Nova Scotia in such a short time, and continues to attract funding for initiatives widely alluring to the community and government at different levels. He is proficient at cultivating and retaining key client relationships with people and business partnerships, and looking forward to working with an organization that impacts communities. Adegoke will be speaking on the topic, leading Nigerians in the abroad. Leading Nigerians in the abroad. So as a Nigerian in the abroad, can we usher in Mr. Adegoke Fadari? Mr. Adegoke, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to get my camera on. That was an impressive read. I was never sure who we were reading that for originally, but thank you. I'm so honored to be here. I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. It's a bright and sunny day here in the city of Halifax. I'm always honored to be with and amongst Nigerians. I'm a lover of Nigeria and Nigerians. I believe that it's possible to do the impossible. I just want to talk a bit about mind shift. So mind shift. The first thing I want to say about Nigerians, we all know this. Nigerians are one of the this group of people to lead. Nigerians are one of the amazing people also to lead. But Nigerian, I always say there's nothing like a Nigerian. You need Nigeria in your environment. You need Nigeria in your office space. You need Nigerians, everywhere. We know how to come in and we know how to be the energy of the room. So I think as we're about to celebrate our 62nd anniversary, I think it's important for us to celebrate each and every Nigerian that you know, to celebrate each and every one that you are, and just if you can, just salute and celebrate yourself. The average Nigerian is a survivor. The average Nigerian knows how to thrive and excel regardless of the obstacle or scenario or situations they find themselves in. So can I just ask you to just salute and celebrate yourself for a few seconds and just give yourself an applaud, because you are a Nigerian. And as a Nigerian, we know how to, they say Nigerian know they carry last. Do I have a weakness regarding that today? Nobody's responding. So I just want to quickly talk about mind shift. We all have this notion. One of the beautiful things about Nova Scotia in terms of the Nigerian Association is that Nigerians here, we have been able to change this supposed narrative about how Nigerians or Nigeria are supposed to be or behave. One of the things you hear, I don't know whether you heard it when you were living in Nigeria, was the fact that I don't want to mix or I don't want to be with Nigerians. I want to stay away from Nigerians as far as possible. It'd be nice if somebody could help me drop a chat if that's the case. I want to know if I have the right audience with the right people tonight or this afternoon or this evening. That when you were coming, when you were about to traverse the Atlantic Ocean and to land with whatever province you are, whether it's Newfoundland or wherever you might be, tuned in, you were given the impression that you had to stay away from Nigerians. You were given the impression that Nigerians were, people that, you can't deal with. But I'm glad to say that Nova Scotia has been very different. And one of the things we have done strategically is that we have had what is known or what we call a mind shift. I remember when I had the opportunity to host a couple of Nigerian leaders, like when Pastor Godman was around of Elevation, and that day he had to call Pastor Sam and say, I've seen a different breed of Nigerians, because we do things differently here. And one of the things I've recognized or I've realized is that what makes people act differently is simply because of the system that they have or they do not have. So we have deliberately over time tried to create certain kinds of system that has helped with some of this mind shift. For example, every person that generally lands in Nova Scotia that comes through our website, we pick them up at the airport and we pick them up at no cost to the person. So sometimes we have people coming with, families, 16 bags and things like that, but we pick them, we offer them their first meal. One of the things we deliberately are selling to them is that you do not have to become desperate. Because one of the things that happen when you are doing transition is that there's this apprehension of what does the future hold. But people now begin to realize that if I can reach out to the Nigerian Association, because I'm coming to Nova Scotia, I am guaranteed that there will be somebody that will probably pick me up at the airport. My family will probably eat their first meal at no cost to them. One other thing we also do in the month of June, we have what we call the meet and greet. So it's an opportunity to welcome the Nigerians who have arrived. So we welcomed 170 new Nigerians. And what we did that day, we paired different professionals, whether they were doctors, software engineers, psychologists. And that's one of the things we do, because we understand that the reason why people act the way they act sometimes is because of the system that or the environment that they are used to, or they've been trained in, or they've been governed by. So we are subtly changing those kinds of mentality and letting people know that you don't have to be desperate. You have a brother or a sister that you can lean on. And that's an incredible thing. Let me give you a practical example. August 27th, we had what we call our annual barbecue. Normally, we always have about 700 to 800 Nigerians. For the first time, we had about 2,000 Nigerians that turned up at the barbecue. And as a result of that, politicians started running over heads over heels to be part of that event, suddenly because they heard that 2,000 Nigerians, 2,000 people were gathered. During the midst of COVID last year, we had a situation where the people around called the cops on us. because we were having this same type of barbecue during COVID, and we were about 700 to 800 Nigerians. When the cops arrived, the first thing you would expect the cops to do is to go and turn down the music. But do you know what the cops do? Who can guess quickly? Can somebody guess what happened when the cops came? Is there anybody who can guess? Somebody, could you just drop something? Who can guess what happened when the cops came? Well, that would have been good. I wish they danced along. But do you know what? They approached the residents and they said to them, do you know what they said to them? They said that there have been no record of a Nigerian being caught for robbery. There has been no record of Nigerians being caught smoking in strange places or doing drugs. Because of our credibility, the police did not refuse to go and turn off the music. Note, this was during COVID in 2021, with 800 people gathering in a public place. But rather than to go in and turn off the music, they were the ones becoming our advocates to the residents. They are the ones who began to speak on our behalf, because we have ensured that in this place, we ensure that integrity, we ensure that we raise the bar. And those are some of the things we deliberately do to our people, that listen, when you come into this place, you don't have to be desperate. Whatever you need, there is somebody that has it. There's a way we can point. That's right. Now people come in and few months. I remember one Nigerian guy who was, his family was, because of the ban of in Canada regarding vaccine at sometime last year, we approached the MLAs and all of that to speak, on our behalf, and they allowed some Nigerians to come in. And when this guy came, he was panicking. I'm fighting for scratch. I said, calm down. This was August of last year. I said, don't worry, just calm down. I can assure you, in a few months, your story will change. Not because I'm a prophet, even though I prophesy, but we were confident because we know that if you come here within 6 months, your story will turn around. Now that guy works in government, and it's just a little over a year, and his stories have changed. So those are the narrative, the credibility that we have brought to the table. And that's why today I'm so interested in telling us that it's time for us to have a mind shift. Mind shifts are important, because if you do not have the right kind of mentality, you will realize that you become as desperate as the Nigerians in Nigeria. And as a result of desperation, people begin to do what they should not do. So that's why this is the quote I believe so strongly in. In order for you to achieve what you have never done before, you must be willing to become what you have never been before. And this is my charge to my brothers, my sisters, my fellow compatriots across the Atlantic, across Nova Scotia, across wherever in Canada, that we must dare to become what we have never become before, in order for us to do what we have never done before. This is my charge for us today, because many a times we restrict ourselves to say that this is our limitation. Nigerian Week is going to start tomorrow. We have 9 days from October 1st to October 9th. We have 9 days of Nigerian activities. I just got off the phone about 30 to 1 hour ago. One of the SAs, special assistant to one of the ministers, we have 3 ministers, Minister of Immigration. They come to our flag raising. We have a culture. They were telling me everything is so exclusive, everything is so this, that. They are so excited, they're even more excited than us. When you have the premier sending a representative, this is because we have decided to do things differently. This is because we have decided to be something that we have never been before, in order for us to do what we have never done before. And this is the mindset and the mentality that I'm hoping that I'll be able to infuse in these few minutes that I have, that we can begin to see things and do things differently. Do not belong to the status quo. Do not belong to a place that says that, oh, you cannot do certain things. One of the things we believe here is that you can do the impossible. And as a result of that, we are always thinking bigger and better and all of that. You can go to our Facebook page, which is nigeriansinnovascotia.org, or Nigerians in Nova Scotia, all our handles, our website, nigeriansinnovascotia.org. You will see we just opened up what we call the studio for the Nigerian Festival. We sent out pictures that is reverberating around the community. That what are these guys up to? What are these guys doing? Because we try to do the impossible. We are constantly and continually pushing ourselves. And that's what leaders do. And that's what it takes in order for us to lead. There's a story I like to read. It's a story I was listening to, Madam, I've been talking about your talent and all of that. This is important. What is the implication of a mind shift? And the story is, I'm a person of faith, and I believe it's a story about the talent where the master was going, and the master left something to everyone. And one of the first things we must recognize that we have a part to play. you will discover that in that story that everybody was given a responsibility. Everybody was given an assignment. Everybody was given a task. Everybody understood, or everybody was made to realize that there was something that had been committed into your hands. And that is important. In order for us to lead Nigerians abroad, we must begin to let them understand that there is something that they have been committed to. There is something that is bigger than their past. There is something that is bigger than their pain. There is something that is even bigger than, the money that they are trying to count, because you need to understand that there is something more. So we see that story, that the master gives them talents. So one of the things we are constantly doing is we are doing a lot of activities. For example, all summer has been so busy for us. For example, we had for the first time 2 weeks of a camp. It's called Dare to Dream. It was for kids between 4 to 12. And we titled it Dare to Dream because we wanted our kids, we wanted to ensure that there's a transgenerational information or a transgenerational knowledge about we need you to dare to dream. We're not calling you to fit into a status quo. We're calling you to rise above and beyond a status quo. And that's why we had the camp for 2 weeks. When I started talking about the camp in April, people said, where are we going to get the money for? I said, listen, vision. Provision will always pursue vision. I don't think about money. I concern myself about the vision. Because if you get the vision right, the money will come. All of a sudden, the money pursued us. We have $54,000, $52,000 plus to do the summer camp. And not only did we do it, we did it in Halifax. Now in the month of March, we're going to do it in Sydney. Sydney is 4 hours away from Halifax. And we're going to also do it in Truro, which is about an hour away from here. Because why? We want people to understand that you have to dare to dream. So the kind of Nigerians that we are raising, the kind of Nigerians that are here are people who dare to dream. And I want to encourage you, regardless of where you are, maybe you are chasing a job and it looks like it's a dead-end job, you must learn to rise beyond what will hand to mouth and begin to see greater possibilities. Because listen, when you begin to articulate a vision, things will begin to flow. When we started talking about the cultural work, we normally used to have flag raising. The first time we ever had a flag raising was in 2019. And when we had that at that point in time, the mayor came. But now it's not just the mayor that is coming. The premier office is reaching out. The minister of immigration is reaching out. The minister of African Diversity is reaching out. And they're all part of it. The minister will say, I want to be part of the work. I want to join in the work. I want to come early. Don't give me a time when it's about my time to come and speak. I want to be part of the work. So those are the things that we are creating. And my job here is to begin to paint pictures that in order for you to do some of these things, you need to begin to let people understand that there's a role for them. There's a part for them. It will take a while for everybody to get that message. We are still in the process here also, but it's a message that we must constantly and continually be selling. And that's important. I'm going to jump. So lessons learned. I'm just going to round up because I'm not really looking at the Zoom, so I can't really talk about my time and all of that. But this is certain things I want to leave us with. Key things. Number one, mindset. Here in the success or failure of any leadership, mindset is everything. Our disposition is based on the position of how we see things. That means the disposition I have on a particular matter is based on how I see things. So it's important for us to learn to paint pictures in people's hearts. That's why as a leader, you must constantly be painting pictures. You must constantly be speaking things that seems unbelievable. Things that seem like, wow, we did a program called Road to Sydney where we left from Halifax to Sydney. When I was sharing the vision that we have 200 and plus Nigerians in Cape Breton University alone, over 200 Nigerians. And I was like, we've left those people. There are doctors there that because it's 4 hours plus away. Let's do something there that we will do something called Road to Sydney. People like, we've never heard something like that before, but we began to speak and talk about it. You won't believe 100 Nigerians followed me from Halifax on a road trip for 2 days to Sydney. That's the power of the vision. And please, they paid money for their hotel. The association did not pay it for them. Why? Because we sold a vision in such a way. So the mindset of a leader is totally different from that of a follower. Listen, followers at times are bothered about what I call the mundane, what I call about the things that are, a leader must always think strategically. A leader must always learn to elevate the conversation. When I sit down to talk to people, like in the small meetings we've had today, I've been in meeting for the last 6 hours. I just had to get out of work to get into this, and I have another one in 2 hours. which is a very crucial meeting, which I need to prepare for. What I was talking, I was telling them about vision for 2023, that we're going to find a way how we're going to connect Nova Scotia to Lagos, Nigeria, because at the border of, we are actually borders of each other. There's no business for us in the Atlantic region to fly to Europe and then go to Lagos. So the Premier's representative will be hearing me talk about that vision, because that is what it means to elevate the discourse, elevate the conversation. Your conversations cannot be mundane. Your conversations cannot be trivial. You must, as a leader, always elevate the conversation. The followers are used to the mundane, used to let's be fine, let's do this. But as a leader, you must always cast a vision. You must be able to see. So when I started talking about it, I could see the glow in the eyes of the people. When I started talking about how Nigeria has the market, is the gateway to the West African, I dare say Africa. Why can't we connect the businesses here with the businesses in Nigeria and begin to do a transatlantic solution that does not have to go Europe to Nigeria, but a direct link? And those are some of the conversations we're getting ready to have with government. And now we know we have their ears, and we know that that vision also, just like the other visions we have casted, will be possible. So mindset is important. As a leader, you must see the whole picture. As a leader, I'm looking forward to the breaking of the day. My job as a leader is to create more value, not problems. Your job as a leader is not to create problems. Your job as a leader is to create value. I'm constantly creating value. I'm constantly thinking. You are seeking to find problems. You are seeking to fine-tune these issues. You are seeking for new knowledge. You are seeking to improve. As a leader, your job is to be a solution provider. Many people understand, many people know the problem, but few have a solution to the problem. And as a leader, you must always seek for what is the solution. It's not enough to talk about the issues that are within your community or within your association. You must devise a means. When, as an association, we were having some challenges, I decided to be part of the bylaw review committee, which maybe I became like the leader of the bylaw committee some years back in 2020, so that we could draft out a bylaw. Now, many associations are reaching out to us about those bylaws. Why? Because I found that in order for us to be able to transit effectively, we must have strong laws. We must have rules. We must have regulations. We cannot do things just based on assumptions or do things based on personalities. There must be rules. And every 2 years, we are constantly modifying based on how we are testing the system. Anyway, there are people you always find problems. So look around you and find the problem that exists. Second is think it through. I'm not going to jump in it because I guess my time is probably faster, but you must think it through. You must know what's the what, the things to do. The how is the method, the where is the destination, the why is what's my motivation. Those are 4 critical things I ask myself. Those are 4 things you must ask here. What are the things I need to do? The method is the how. The where is the destination. The why is what keeps you going, because it's your why that will constantly sustain you. So you need to understand, where is it that I want to go? Begin to chart the course. Then I said, don't just do passion. I tell people, don't just do passion. You must, let me jump that part. But there's a place and there's a time that individuals are all just driven about passion. We must go beyond passion to go to the place of knowledge. And this is always a challenge. We constantly have this as a challenge as leaders, because you will have people who are driven by passion. For example, we have like a dinner and awards night and we put a particular price. But people are saying, oh, that price is too high. But I say to people, look at the empirical issues that arise or that leads to that answer. Do not just do passion. Do not just do emotion. You must seek knowledge. Lastly, I say take advantage. One of the things I want to say is, in order for you to do what I've never done, in order for you to do what you've never done before, you must be willing to become what you have never been before. And that's my biggest message, that we must have a mind shift. We must have a mind shift. And that's how you get to lead Nigerians abroad. You must begin to think differently and talk differently. That when any person comes around you, they would be able to say, you are a different Nigerian. That leadership is not about getting to positions of authority because you want to fleece accounts. No, it's about service. It's about going there to literally, like Jesus would say, to lay down your life for people, and so that you can make a difference. You must remember this, that leadership is about influence, and influence is about changing things. If you are not changing anything, it means you are probably complaining about it. So I want to call you as a Nigerian, you that have decided to be a leader of Nigerians in this abroad. I want to call you to become an influencer, to influence thinking, to influence methods, to influence ways, to influence systems. Listen, one of the exciting things about it is that I don't let me say that we're working with government until they materialize, because I've never said that to my people. But we're excited about many things that are getting ready to happen in the next few months. What we have done this past month is just to let people understand that the sky can become the launching pad, not the place of limitation, but the place that sets you to be able to achieve the impossible. And I just want to say to everyone, thank you. Thank you, my brother Rotimi, for having me. Thank you for this great, amazing platform that you are doing. It's always important to engage ourselves. And I'm glad to be here, and I'm really excited. And I hope to get to meet everyone probably in a more physical meeting as the months, the years roll by. It'll be fantastic to have something like this as a massive conference somewhere in Canada where people are buying tickets and they're flying in an amazing resort hotel. That's me casting another vision. So I hope you get that. Always trying to say we can do better, we can do more. It's not time to relax, but rather it's time to dig in. Let's dig in. And as many of you that want to follow us on Nigerians in social. You see us on Facebook, on YouTube. We see a lot of our videos. Our lectures, when we run our lectures, it's always exciting. It's exciting. Halifax is held spelled by, you think it's a provincial election or one of those massive elections, because we do it well. As in a serious campaign, there's publicity, there's debate, it's very robust. And I'm proud that I've come to add more value into all of that. At this junction, I think it's time to take a pause. I say thank you for having me. I'm really excited for this opportunity, and I look forward for us doing much more together. Thank you.
Wow,
Well, if
wow,
this
wow.
doesn't deserve a round of applause, I don't know what else does. Thank you so much, Adigoke Fadare. I mean, the presentation, the energy, the slides, everything really, really made sense. And there are certain words that I took out, and I hope that you were able to take some words as well. Now, Adigoke said that in order to achieve what you've never done before, you must be willing to become what you have never been before. No better words have been said. Trust me. And he also said that you should not fit into a status quo. Instead, you should rise above and beyond it. I mean, while Adigoke spoke, I heard a leader speaking. I heard someone who is passionate about the abilities of Nigerians, even those in diaspora. So once again, thank you so much to Adigoke for giving us that powerful presentation. And he also said that if you get the vision right, the money will come. So we have a lot of people who are chasing the money, which isn't a bad thing. But if it distracts you from the vision, you find yourself lost in the course of time. So please go with this word. Always refer to it. And that's why we always advise people to have their pen and their paper to jot these things so they can always read it through. I mean, if you're not traveling now, you will eventually. And then when you get there, always remember these words, because these are going to be like guiding lights for you. So again, I say thank you to Adigoke Fadare for that amazing presentation. Now, to go further, before we call on our next speaker, I would like to remind us all, in case you're just joining us, this is the Renaissance Nigeria 2022, and we are discussing synergizing Nigeria's potential for greatness. And of course, you've heard a lot of great speakers speak today, and you have hopefully taken one or two things away from that. And now I would also like to remind you that there is a link that will be put up shortly. The link is for you to ask your questions. It's called the Slido app. So you can follow the link and download the app. There we can get your questions. In case you have any question from any of the speaker who has talked so far, who has given the presentation so far, if you have any questions that you would like for us to answer, please download the Slido app and you can ask your questions, and we pick those questions for our presenters, our panelists. And also there will be a quiz. I said it earlier, but I'm repeating myself again. Now, for this quiz, you stand a chance to win from 20 Canadian dollars to 50 Canadian dollars. But I mean, of course, it's not just about the money, it's about the information and the knowledge we're impacting tonight. So please, for the quiz, there is an app called the Kahoots app, and you can download that. The link will also be put up shortly. You get to win cool cash prize, and just pay attention. We're going to get that across to you very shortly. Now, before any other thing, I'm going to be reading the profile of our next speaker, who is going to be giving us the goodwill message. And the next speaker is Rhonda Talk Lane, and she will be giving us the next message, the goodwill message, which is titled the I Can Attitude. So while I wait for them to put her profile online, okay, that is coming up now. So I'll just be reading her profile so we can get ready to receive our next presenter. I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to, fall more in love with my country and Nigerians generally, because I mean, I see a lot of potentials and I see a lot of things that we can actually do both here and in the diaspora. So I will be reading Rhonda's profile now. Rhonda Talk Lane her mission is helping people succeed, and she enjoys the challenge of wearing many different hats, which includes being an imperfect human being, a wife, a mother of 2 amazing kids, and an alumni of the Governors General Canadian Leadership Conference. And she is a part of the Chair Community Sector Council, the NL, a past president of Public Service Toastmasters Club. She's a mentor with the Study and Stay program and a lobbyist. I mean, this is obvious. She really does wear many hats. She's also an eclectic person in both her tastes and her interests. She has been successful in different professional positions. She is success-oriented herself. Rhonda is equally concerned with helping those around her achieve success in their lives by providing mentorship and also providing guidance. And to this end, her best advice is always stay positive and have the I can attitude. And that's what she will be talking to us about today, the I can attitude. And she's a past president of Positive Thinkers Club, St. John's chapter. Rhonda truly believes that hard work and a positive attitude will change your world and get you where you want to go. She, alongside a couple of colleagues, were at the forefront of hosting President Barack Obama in Newfoundland, Canada in 2019, when she was with the St. John's Board of Trade. She continues to drive excellence at the music, the NL, where she has increased awareness of provincially produced music locally. Now, from here, you see that we are not just bringing anyhow guests to you, we're bringing the best people to speak to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome Rhonda Talk Lane to give us her presentation. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And I hope everyone can hear me. Perhaps a thumbs up or some yes in the chat, that everyone can hear me loud and clear. Yes, awesome. Well, I have many friends here in Newfoundland and Labrador from Nigeria, and I'm falling more in love with Nigerians and Nigeria today. What a powerful day. It's just a little after 5 in the afternoon here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And for those of you that don't know where I am, I'm on an island as far east Canada that you can be, but I'm actually the neighbor of our last guest speaker, so the president of the Nigerian Association in Nova Scotia. We're kind of close. It'd take me a little bit of a plane ride to get there, but we're definitely neighbors. So very cool to see another Atlantic Canadian and all of you wonderful people. I'm so humbled and blessed to be with you today to bring a goodwill message. So I thought I would share just a little bit about an I can attitude. And I think each speaker that you've had here today, it's just hearing, you can take the same little nuggets and the powerful words, but I'm hearing some things that you're going to hear again. And I think good things are worth repeating. So you're going to hear some similar messages from me today. And what rings true is that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what country, what place, the keys to success, they're very similar and they will help each of you, and that I'm going to touch on those. So I do want to acknowledge something very exciting that I guess it's going to happen very soon in Nigeria, is that Happy Independence Day. What time is it right now in Nigeria? It's getting close to independence.
It's 8:44 p.m.
Okay, so a little while yet, but congratulations, and what an exciting eve to be with you all on. And as many of our speakers shared today in Canada, we acknowledge that it is a National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, where we acknowledge the things that happened in our history that were not so good, but we need to be aware and remember and make change. And change is certainly a topic of today. So today I come to you from the unceded traditional territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. So I want to make sure we recognize this special day in Canada. And as many of the guest speakers shared, something that's very, very important is how you talk to yourself. And that little voice that you sometimes hear in your head, probably saying, I'm not good enough, or I could never do that, or how does that person do that? Well, for most of my life here in Newfoundland and Labrador, we were known as a have-not province. And living almost 33 years hearing that, I didn't really understand or realize, but for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians living in Canada, we were the last province to join in 1949, and we never were able to give enough money to Canada. So we were always being given money from the federal government, and we were called, and it was very common, have not. So you can imagine 33 years of hearing have not, your have not, your have not. So you don't realize what it does to your psyche. So 33 years, and many people wonder then why, when many of my fellow Newfoundlanders and Labradorians have an attitude of defeat or I'm not good enough. And I believe that was part of it. And I remember so strong, and just like it was yesterday, in 2008, our premier announced that Newfoundland and Labrador was a have province for the first time in our history of joining Canada. And hearing those words, those simple words, that you are a have province, changed something inside of me where I started to believe that I am good enough. And I'm going to go right back, I think, to Lady Abha's message about making sure you're telling yourself that you are good enough. And then from those moments, we saw Newfoundlanders and Labradorians change the way they did things, the positiveness, the attitude changed. But it really does start inside yourself and with that change. And there are things that you can do, things that will help you no matter where you are. If you're in Nigeria, if you're in Canada, if you're anywhere in the world, that you can do. And I'm just going to repeat some of the things that I heard today in my goodwill message to you. And they've worked for me, my journey in this world. And they've also worked for many of my friends that I've met from Nigeria that are here on the call with us today, that have immigrated to Newfoundland and Labrador, because we love having you come. We love having you stay. If you just come for a visit or decide to build roots here, we welcome and we love you. But volunteering, and I didn't really understand that it wasn't something common in Nigeria. A very good friend of mine who's on the call today, Tendai, we talked about this, about actually volunteering in your community and not getting paid for it, just helping people, because what it actually does, it builds your resume and it helps you connect. So that's the next point of my goodwill message. You're going to volunteer probably and meet and network. Your network is so important. Who's helping you? Who can support you? Who can give you that reference letter? It's so important. And you meet these people when you're volunteering. So it's so powerful. So that's two pieces of my goodwill message. The next two things I want to share, because we live in a global world today, we don't have to, wait till I fly to Nigeria and meet some of these amazing people, or you come to my province. We can connect regularly online. And there's some really cool resources that you may want to think about as you connect and volunteer. And one of the things that have helped me is joining Toastmasters. So some of you may be already part of a Toastmasters club, but we actually have an online Toastmasters club here in Newfoundland and Labrador that's open to anyone in the world. All you need is the internet, and it grows your network and it helps you. So I'm going to put the link in the chat so you can check out the Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters really helps you become a better speaker. And I think that ties back to your brand. So what is your brand and how will you deliver that message? The next thing that I did shortly after actually we became a have province, I found out about a very cool club called the Positive Thinkers Club. And a lot of people didn't believe that it was real, but there was actually a club that was started here in Newfoundland and Labrador in 1988 called the Positive Thinkers. And they meet for breakfast the last Saturday of every month and have a guest speaker, not unlike what's happening here today. Someone sharing a positive message, perhaps a struggle they went through, perhaps a cancer survivor, someone that just really shares their experience and it inspires everyone. And boy, oh boy, does it ever set you up for the rest of your day, your week, and your month. And it's something you do monthly. So I'm going to also share that link because I started a Positive Thinkers Club when I moved to a community that I was unfamiliar with and got to know people. And that club is still going strong here today. And there are chapters all over North America, and perhaps we'll have one in Nigeria someday. So I'm going to share that link as well, because the Positive Thinkers Club is something very cool to kind of get that dose of positivity. It's kind of like that shower you need. If you don't get your dose of positivity, right, it'll wear off. So you need to inspire yourself and surround yourself with those people and the networks you meet. And finally, my goodwill message to everyone on this call today is to love each other. We need to love each other more, and we need to be kind. And those two simple words sound so easy, but sometimes they're just so hard to do. So my final goodwill message to everyone today is I love you and love more, and enjoy the rest of this amazing conference. And thank you for inviting me.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this deserves a resounding round of applause. Thank you very much. You have so lifted our spirits, and we're so grateful to have you on. Thank you very much, Rhonda. Thank you very much. Thank you. Blessing, are you with us? Thank you. Hello, Blessing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we just had that talk from Rhonda Talk Lane, and she has spoken to us very fantastically about the I can attitude. All right, and to a large extent, can I ask Rhonda, are you Nigerian? You sound so much like a Nigerian, because this I can spirit, I can attitude is a Nigerian attitude. It's the spirit of the average Nigerian. Most Nigerians, we never say never. We always go, we always fight, we always push. And the average Nigerian has a huge heart. We are loving, we are kind. I have traveled to many parts of this country, and in spite of our cultural differences, the love has been so inspirational, very, very loving people. And so when people tell us we're different, we know that's a lie. We're all the same, fighting for the same things. And believing in love, we know we'll have a better future. So thank you very much, Rhoda, for reminding us of the things that hold us there, the things that make us who we are. Thank you for realigning us with our identity and our DNA. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And we return all the love back to you. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless your family. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an interesting part of our meeting here. This conference has been such a blast. So, without wasting time, we will go to our other presenter who is waiting to give us some amazing nuggets of wisdom. So I'll be taking his bio, and I'll take us through his bio in a minute. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll be talking to you about Mr. David Adeboyega, all right? And he'll be teaching us on the topic sound character. Well, he's a sound character coach and author of the title Sound Character. He authored the book Sound Character, and his bio is so extensive, and I'll try to, I hope I'm worthy to take us through his bio in a minute. So David Agboga is a sound character coach and nation builder, an inspiring speaker and role model to young people. His unflinching passion and dedication to seeing generations of responsible youth equipped with sound character is making him build a network of world changers. David's mandate in life is national transformation. He wants to raise young people to whom corruption is not an option. He's a graduate of civil engineering from the University of Ilorin, Nigeria. He has 20 years experience spanning marketing and corporate communications, training, customer acquisition, retail products management, and corporate responsibility and sustainability in banking. His passion for sound character helped him to author several materials with over 40,000 copies distributed. This includes Sound Character, a book approved and supported by the Lagos State government, a foremost bank in Nigeria, and many other reputable organizations and individuals. He loves training, where he shares time-testing knowledge, soft skills, and attitude that have made him a sought-after personality. He seeks to empower a critical mass of purposeful future leaders, demonstrating values to contribute positively globally. He resides in Lagos, Nigeria, with his darling wife and their two loving and lovely children. David speaks on sound character, the building blocks of the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Mr. David Adegboyega. Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Henry. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
All right, awesome, awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rotimi, for this privilege to be here. I mean, it's just awesome, and this is amazing. To all our speakers, Lady Abba, Rhonda, and of course the energetic Falabi, thank you, everybody. You know, inspired and set the tone for what I want to talk about. Now, because of our time, I have a slide. Please permit me to share. Awesome. All right, great. So I'll do that in a bit and we would fly. Thank you so much. It's a joy always to be here. And Eric, please just confirm you can see the screen. Hello, Harry, can you see the screen?
We can see the screen.
All right, awesome. So I'm speaking to sound character, building block of a great nation.
Hello, Adegboyega, we cannot see your screen. Are you sharing your screen or you are sharing your video, your camera?
Okay, so I have...
Sorry about that. Are you sharing your screen? We are not seeing your screen right now.
Okay, sorry. Can you see it now?
All right, thank you. Yes, yes, awesome, thank you.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I was speaking on building block of a great nation. And when Rotimi approached me to do this, I considered it a very great privilege. And then something occurred to me. You know, as a nation, Nigeria, we're at the dawn of a new era. We're at the dawn of something very great. And that dawn is the dawn of what I call righteousness. And, you know, when I heard what's happening in Nova Scotia, what Nigerians are doing, are becoming in that city, it gives me hope that indeed Nigeria will be a nation that will be reputed for righteousness. And actually, there's a prophecy on this by Pa Sidney Elton. It was, I mean, Nigeria for over almost 47 years of his life as a missionary, and he gave that prophecy that one day Nigeria will be known for righteousness, that the name Nigeria will stink for corruption, but a new face will emerge, the face of righteousness, where everybody in the world will say, take me to your nation, I want to learn righteousness. And that's why I'm standing here today, to talk about sound character, building block of a great nation. And this is premised on the book, Sound Character, Maxim for a Successful Future. I've been on this, you know, I mean, just like we heard, don't just do passion, do problem. And this book came out of a problem. And what's the problem? The problem of our young people knowing how to manage freedom. I mean, while working on this, I have a definition for freedom. Freedom is you are free but within a domain. Now, what defines that domain is character, sound character. So I have the QR code there. You can scan it and get a copy of the book. I mean, you can also look at it on seller.co. Now, as a nation, we need to look at our building blocks. And at this dawn of our independence is a great time to do this. And that's why we'll be talking about sound character, building block of a nation. Now, character is the inner life of a person, the inner form of a person or a thing. So any character is that which we use to identify a thing. We talk about alphanumeric, characters. Why? Because they have qualities that don't change. So your character is your inner form, is what comes out when you're under pressure. So for instance, you work in a place where you have access to money, but you don't steal because of your character. And you're under pressure. You have bills to pay, but you don't steal. Why? Because of the character that you have. Now, so that's what we're saying. Now, if I take care of my character, by D.L. Moody, if I take care of my character, my reputation will take care of itself. Now, we're looking at Nigeria today, and of course, we're being reputed as a nation of corruption because of that reputation. But if we are going to change that reputation, then we must care about our character as a nation. And that's what I'll be speaking to today. Now, I have what I call the 4 C's of character. The 4 C's of character. Character is who you are at your core, your inner being, your core. And of course, that you are consistent to. So there's consistency. A person's core character is best seen in what is displayed over time. So you are consistent with that core character. And of course, the 3rd C of character is the cost. What does it cost you to remain consistent? What does it cost you to be a person of integrity? What does it cost you to stay honest, to be humble? As a leader, you listen to people. It comes at a cost. Now, when you understand these 4 C's, and of course the consequence, when I imbibe sound character, I definitely will get a positive consequence. Otherwise, then you get a negative consequence. Now, when these 4 C's, play in your mind every time, then we're going to have a great nation. When we talk about sound character, building blocks for a great nation, who is the nation? The nation is the people. So when we talk about character as building blocks for the nation, we're actually talking about character as building block for the people. And that takes me to the 4 pillars of society. What I love to describe as the 4 pillars of society. We have the family. Charity begins at home. We have education, the school system. We have religion, and we have the media. Now, why are these pillars important? They are important because people don't do the right things because they are the right things. People do what they hear and what they see repeatedly. And we know that children are tabula rasa, plain slates. So what we write on them at home, in the schools, in the religious spaces, and in the media particularly, forms the character. It forms the inner being of these guys. And of course, what we're talking about is we need to rebuild our nation, Nigeria. That's the focus. But this works for any nation in the world where you are. So remember these 4 pillars. At home, what value system are we imbibing in the children at home? When they get to school, when they go, whatever they worship, Islam, Christianity, whatever. And then, of course, the media, what are we projecting? And that's why I love what Renaissance Nigeria Network is doing, bombarding the media to ensure, like Rotimi said in his welcome address, ensuring we win by righteousness, ensuring we win by righteousness. Now, I want to show you some quotes from the book, Sound Character, Maxim for a Successful Future. This book has done over 40,000 copies. And I was just even doing that while I was working, not really taking it seriously. But the point of the matter is this has very amazing testimonials already and is changing lives. And the way this book is used is that parents can use it every day with their children, every morning, use it to interact with them. In schools, when this book is used on the assembly, and you have students that come out and read it every day for about 5 minutes. Just what we're saying is what we drop, like drops of water, what we put into education today will reflect in our culture tomorrow. Now, so this picture here depicts building block of character. And of course, what we do from the foundational stage is very important. If we raise a critical mass of young people to whom corruption is not an option, certainly would have a great nation. So here we can see, and of course, the way the book is structured is such that you can read it and interact with the images, and then it forms that vision in your mind, the vision for character excellence. Now, there's another page in the book that I love so much, and this actually is prophetic about the nation Nigeria. Now, there we see the map of Nigeria drawn with sound character. And this is a prophetic statement that very soon the green passport will be an epitome of sound character. And we can hear from what is already happening at Nova Scotia, that Nigerians are standing out. Hear that testimony. During COVID, the cops came and they couldn't stop the Nigerians partying. Why? Because their record is clean. Now, let me read this page of this book that says, regardless of the perversion, decadence, and corruption endemic in the society, you can choose to respond from a rich reserve of sound character. You do not have to complain that the society is corrupt. Rather, continue to be honest and hardworking. A life built on sound character can never be drowned in the sea of corruption. As I'm speaking, you can scan the QR code or go to seller.co and get your copy of the book and use it to engage with your children every day. This is powerful. I mean, you know, I don't love to complain. I love to be a part of the solution. And I'm on a movement to ensure that this book is in every home in Nigeria and with every home where we have Nigerians all over the world, in fact, all over Africa, in fact, all over the world. And you can join that campaign, because what I've known that building sound character is not an overnight business. It won't happen overnight. Turning Nigeria into a great nation, I believe, will happen over the next 50 years. I'm not kidding myself that this is going to happen next year. Next year, we're going to another general elections. Yeah, I love a great president. I love great governors. But the point is, who are the people? If you have the best president, but you don't have the best people, nothing is going to change. But if you have the great people, the leader has no choice. He has to be great. Matter of fact, a great leader will emerge from great people. Now, so here we see that building sound character is not an overnight business. And that's why, you know, I seek the cooperation of everybody listening to me right here. Be a part of this movement. Get your copy of the Sound Character book and use it to engage with your children. I am on a move to ensure that we raise a critical mass of Nigerians to whom corruption is not an option. Raising a critical mass of Nigerians or young people all over the world to whom corruption is not an option. And we have a theme song on YouTube. We have a theme song. If you go on YouTube, search David Adegboyega's Sound Character theme song, you're going to find this. I mean, let me sing a part of that song to you. It says, we've got what it takes to make a mark and stand out. Wouldn't be afraid to stand, even if I stand alone, because deep inside is a light crying for expressions. I mean, you can listen it up. Now, because of my time, I want to make this very brisk. You need to understand that for us to have a great nation, we must raise a great people. And what makes a great people is sound character. Sound character is a maxim for a successful future. Sound character is what we need to build a great nation. A nation is not known, a nation is not wealthy because of natural resources. A nation is wealthy because of its character resources. And Nigeria, we are blessed with natural resources, but we've not even tapped 1/1000 of what we have. But when we imbibe character excellence, then the greatness of Nigeria will begin to emerge. And I want to say a big thank you to Renaissance Nigeria Network for what you have started today. This global summit will definitely impact not just Nigeria, but nations on earth. So Rotimi and team, thank you so much for having me here. I know the time is so short and I've tried to align with the time, but the point of the matter is the discussion continues, even beyond tomorrow. So let's join hands together and build a great nation. Get your copy of the Sound Character book, download the QR code, and let the campaign continue. I like to call it the 50-year challenge, because over the next 50 years, if you imbibe sound character, if I imbibe it, and we raise our children, the teenagers and younger today, we're gonna have a great nation. Thank you very much, and God bless. All right, Henry, back to you, sir.
Amazing, amazing.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, David Adegboyega. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Henry, you want to take this?
Yeah, thank you very much, David Adegboyega. Your singing too is top notch. Perhaps we should do something sometime in the studio. Seeing that you and I are in Nigeria, all right, our brothers across the pond, you know, we can send them some of our production, if you don't mind. Thank you very much, David. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, thank you. And I must say, you look so good, you know, in your.
Let me tell you something about
Nigerian.
that, especially for Rwanda. So Rwanda, this cap is used mostly by the northern part of Nigeria, but I'm from the southwest, and of course, what I'm wearing, everybody southeast, everybody wears it. So this is Nigeria here.
Complete. Mr. David Adegboyega, Mr. Nigeria. Thank you very much for being with us at this time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an interesting part of our meeting. We'll be moving to our panel discussions, and we'll be taking questions, and then our speakers are waiting to address whatever, you know, questions we have. So we will liaise with the Secretariat to furnish us with, you know, the questions that we have gathered so far. Even our speakers too, if they have questions too, they can chime in, and our other speakers can address our questions. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Also, Henry, thank you so much. Now, while we wait for the questions, we want to recognize the presence of Professor Godwin Onu, the Professor of Political Science in Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Thank you so much, Professor Godwin. We see you and we appreciate your presence here. And also, just like Henry said, this is the time to send in your questions, whether for the panelists or for the team. Just send in questions if you don't have clarifications of anything. Do not forget, this is streaming live on YouTube. So there is a provision for you to go back and watch it over again, I think within the space of 24 hours or so, because these messages are too heavy to just discard. I want to once again say thank you to David Adegboyega. Please send your questions while we wait for you. I would like to point out some things that he said that really struck a chord, like, you know, I always like to do. Now, he said, as a nation, we need to look at our building block. And what he stresses on is character. So we should not discard the place of character. You know, sometimes you joke about our African mothers trying so hard to instill character in us and all of that. But it is not something that we can discard, because we have that culture that so many people appreciate, so many people recognize. So our character is our major building block in Nigeria, as Nigerians, wherever you find yourself. And also he talks about the 4 C's of character and the 4 pillars of society, being the family, the education, religion, and media. And before I go ahead, please don't forget, if you have any questions, aside using the application now, you can also drop in your questions right now on Zoom, and then that's an easy fix. That's a better way. So, or you can raise your hands or drop in your questions, and then we'll just read it out to make it really fast, so we don't extend our time unnecessarily. And then thank you to Mr.
Yes.
Adegwega for that theme song as well. You know, he in the song he said something about we've got what it takes to stand out, even if it means we have to stand alone. I mean, that song is really powerful. I wish he could put it on a tape or on a disc so we can buy or something. I don't know how it's going to be, but that was a very powerful song. And our convener just gave us good news. He says that we will be giving out an e-copy of the sound character to all participants. Isn't that just amazing? I mean, I was about to ask for the copy. So a round of applause for the convener and the team. We will all be getting a copy of the sound character. I mean, every participant here today will get a copy. And while we still wait for your questions, permit me to announce that the quiz is coming up next. I'm particularly interested about this one. Now, for the quiz, the winner takes a 50 Canadian dollars. You take home 50 Canadian dollars plus a copy of Rescued. Now, in case you came late, Rescued was written or was authored by Abimbola Ikido, and then you get a copy of that for free. So please do well to participate in the quiz. Don't forget there's an app, there's a link that you have to log into. The details will be put up there when it's time for the quiz. And then the second position takes 30 Canadian dollars. The third position takes 20 Canadian dollars. It's really been an insightful segment, an insightful one, and I've learned a lot, and I'm sure that you have as well. I mean, even the quiz is not about the money, like we like to state. It is more about what you take away from here. We just want to know that you are following. We just want to know that. Yeah, exactly. Your engagement. We want to know that you're not just joining for joining sake. You're going to use this. You know, Nigerians are very patriotic, and that's something that we're known for. So we are going to use this for our own personal development. And, you know, one by one, we will change the nation and the narrative that people, the Westerners and everyone has about us. So we are waiting for your questions, and then we will be asking the questions shortly. And after that, we will go into the quiz. Henry, over to you.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Thank you. That was amazing. When David Adegwega was speaking, I was thinking about how, you know, I live in a very small community here in Ogun State in Nigeria, where when we moved in, it was just us and maybe another neighbor about 30 buildings away. All right, so there was nothing happening within the community, and it was just some forests that we had. We took the bull by the horn, and then we moved in and we started building gradually. You know, there was no utilities. You know, no electricity, no water, none of those things were happening here. But because we, you know, like when he was talking about how when you change your thinking, you know, that thing in you gets broken. And then in the words of our friend from Nova Scotia, who was saying that when you think it's, you know, something just changes in the universe and aligns you with that purpose. So right now, as a member of this community, I've been able to just immerse myself in community building, and that has helped me a lot. My children see me getting involved in community building. They also get involved in their school activities. And when we share with them about volunteering and getting involved in helping out in community, they are excited and they see you do these things. And then it starts to build from there. Well, once these things are inculcated from cradle, they grow with that mantra. And you see that the future of society is assured. Thank you very much, Mr. David, for those very amazing words that you shared with us. And thank you also for working with our convener to make the book available to. I know that I invited my students to be a part of this forum, and I know some of them are are listening in, and I'm sure that they will share with me some of the things that they've gleaned from this experience. So I want to thank you very much for the words. Ms. Harutimi, thank you very much for making the materials available to everybody who has attended. God bless you, real good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. At this point, do we have any questions? Blessing, do we have questions in, or can we start sending posers to our speakers? can we start sending in posers to our speakers? I know I have a few questions.
Well, maybe you'd be the first to open the floor because we don't have any questions yet. But and Henry, permit me to say before you ask your question, please, in case you're interested in an e-copy of Sound Character, kindly send an email to renaissancenigerianetwork@gmail.com, and an e-copy will be sent to you, free of charge. That is what you get for attending today's program. So please send an email to renaissancenigerianetwork@gmail.com. If you didn't get it, they have dropped the info on the chat section. So just check the chat and copy the mail and send an email, and then a copy will be sent to you. So Henry, let's have your question then.
Yes, my question would go to who now? My question really would go to our first speaker. If she's here, we'll go to our first speaker, Lady Abba. Lady Abba, fantastic messaging, fantastic. And then your presentation, some people speak and then they will elaborate on, dwell so much on the presentation and then miss out on the substance. So I like how your presentation is very real and, something like on the nose, like you don't beat about the bush. I like your directness. So I want to know how much you're doing in terms of actively pursuing a synthesis, if you like, of people who have ideas and where they can find the resources to make those ideas come to fruition. For instance, I have an idea to make, to have Nigerians move away from traditional learning processes, learning situations. For instance, you feel you need to be in a classroom to teach a class of 100 people. I do not think that should be a thing. I think from anywhere in the world, you should be able to teach a class. So, but the resources to finance migration from traditional classroom spaces to digital classroom spaces may not be available. But with networking and constantly having these conversations, we can have people who are looking for investment opportunities and people who have innovative ideas collaborate, and then these things can happen. There is the place of what the community or the society can benefit from this, and there's also the place of how wonderful a money spinner this can be for the investor. So is there a community of investors, in your area that people can reach out to with their innovative ideas, such that they can look at these ideas, look at the pros and cons of these ideas, and then see if it's stuff that they can invest in and partner them for such opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Again, COVID has really taught us a lot of lessons. When COVID hit, a lot of people were really shocked, but I would tell you that I'm one of the people that wasn't shocked at all. And the reason being that, I was shocked about COVID. I was shocked about COVID, but I wasn't shocked about how COVID changed our life from going from, being those social people that we are to leveraging technology. And that's because 2019, November, I actually finished my EMBA in digital transformation. And believe you me, during that time when they were, training us on how to speak on video, record our voice, I'm like, what am I going to use this for? Right? It was like hard. This is never going to happen. And they were talking about, meeting doctors virtually. I'm like, really? Even I don't want to do that. I want to go in. But I'm saying this to say that Howard has changed, period. And yes, I won't really say that we have a consortium of people that you can go to and match people together. But what I would say is we are a work in progress. So CMP partners with, and that is Council of Nigerian Professionals, CMP partners with a lot of organizations in our space, in the Canadian space. That's such, because we made ourselves available digitally using technology, that was how Rotimi got to know about us, right? Because if you want to make a change, you got to lead that change. And I would say that most of the programs we even do as an organization is done virtually. Last year, we had about 85 different virtual events, 85. And even the year before. And even this year, we only have like 2 in-person events. But what am I saying? We do have a robust, whether you want to call it professionals or organizations that are willing. They're willing to support. If the ideas come, believe you me, we have people that can sit on the table and say, let's ash it out. And I think that's what we need. We need people that are ready, people that can listen, people that are willing to lend a hand. And I feel that we're getting there slowly but surely. We have a flagship event that we had last year that we call Power of Inclusion. What is the fuss about? We're having it again this year, next month, actually. No, not next month yet, November. I was thinking that we're in October now. In November, we call it Power of Inclusion, Strengthening Diversity. And one of the things that we did not do in 2020, that we're in 2021, that we're going to do in 2022, is we're proactively reaching out to organizations all over Canada to network together, to talk together, to have a buy-in. And this way, when we do this, believe you me, it can only be better. So if anybody has any ideas, and reach out to Rotimi, for instance. Rotimi is going to say, okay, we may not have the the capability to do this, but I do know about this organization that I can reach out to. And that is what I want you to know. We do have people, organizations that can come together, that can collaborate together and take us to the next level, should any opportunity arise. I hope that answers the question.
Henry, are you there?
Yes, thank you very
so
much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lady Abba, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'm happy that your community, you are building that community of who are looking to bridge innovation and investment and to grow the Nigerian spirit in Canada. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also, if you can extend that group to reaching out to the community here in Nigeria also, that would be very, very fantastic. But we must keep having these conversations. Thank you very much, Lady Ava. God bless you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Henry. Now, I think we have another question for David Adeboyega. But before I read the question, please, each participant that are interested in the e-copy of Sound Character, before the end of this session, please send an email. Do not forget, send an email to renaissancenigeria@gmail.com. And also, send your email that qualifies you for the free book to the Zoom chat. So let's have your email address, the one you would prefer that we send the ebook to. So that being said, I would like to read the question for David Adeboyega. Hopefully he's still with us. Now the question says, how can one exhibit great discipline when his or her leaders are doing the wrong things or are in the face of negative trend or culture? I mean, this is something that there's a challenge that mostly every Nigerian faces, where they believe the leaders are not doing enough, so they don't think that it is enough for them to want to step up. So this is a very good question to David Adeboyega. How can one work on their own character, be a better person when the leaders or every other factor around you is not aligning?
Okay, great. Now, Clement, you've asked a very amazing question. And that's the whole essence of talking about character. You know, in my presentation, I talked about the 4 C's of character. the core, who you are at the core. And who you are at the core is revealed by pressure. So your question is speaking exactly to that. So there is pressure in the environment. There's pressure, I mean, what we love to call peer pressure. Now, what you need to do, you must know yourself. And that's why I'm really advocating that from a young age, let us raise young people that have imbibed character excellence. See, when you find yourself in the midst of people that are exhibiting a different or a negative character, that even makes you, reach inside. Now, if you look at the presentation I showed where I had the map of Nigeria drawn with some character, and I said, regardless of the perversion, regardless of the decadence endemic in society, you can choose to respond from a rich reserve of sound character. Now, so for instance, you are in a class where everybody, there's exam malpractice going on. And out of 5 questions, you've been able to do 3 questions. And the other 2 questions, you're struggling, but you've attempted it to the best of your knowledge. But there are people around you passing the questions and, passing the answers and cheating. But because you've made up your mind that you would not cheat, even though you scored 60% or 65%, but you are happy with that score. Now, another way is, in Nigeria, we have traffic lights, but when there are no policemen, people just, disregard and drive, even when it's showing red. Now, for you not to do that, so many times when the light shows red and you stop, the cars at your back will be honking on you. Hey, get out of the way, get out of the way. Why are you waiting at the traffic light? But it's showing red. Now, so what you need to do is plan yourself, leave home on time. So when you get to the traffic light, you're not under pressure. Now, you don't need a policeman to police you. You can police yourself when you have some character. Now, so the way to show great discipline in the midst of negative, culture is for you to reach inside and bring out what you have. So the question is, what do you have inside? So if you don't have character inside, then get it. See, when we talk about character, sound character, we're not talking about being perfect, but we're talking about you being work in progress. Like the Bible says, the path of the just is like a shining light, shining brighter and brighter. So the key is, what is the core? What do you have inside? If you don't have it, you can give it. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Digwega. That was very insightful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any other question? Blessing?
I'm not so
Do we
sure. No, I don't think so for now.
Okay. So, do we take the quiz?
Yeah, I think it's about time for the quiz.
Do we take our quiz?
I'm sure lots of people have been looking forward to this moment.
Also, Blessing, I would like to announce to our audience that our musical interlude, Ogaga just called. He's trying to get back in, such that he can share some thoughts with us. So I am trying to find out if he has been able to get in. I sent him the link earlier, so he's trying to connect, and then he will talk to us as we proceed. But for now, we'll just go with the quiz, and then when he's ready, we'll hook him up, and then perhaps he will usher us out of the quiz session.
All right, so I think for the quiz, we'll have a member of the team who knows better than we do, because we don't want to mess this up. So we will be bringing up a member of the team right now to help us coordinate the quiz. I'm actually very excited about the quiz.
Blessing, you will not be winning anything. You and I are disqualified.
How sure are you? No, I'm a participant. So I'm equally a participant. I think your device is mute. We can't hear you. Okay, so while we're waiting for them to settle, please be reminded that you should send in your email address, the one you would prefer that the ebook is sent to before the end of the session so that we can easily send the ebook to you. And we want to thank you so much for staying with us for this long, and we really appreciate it. And don't forget, the session continues tomorrow, Independence Day proper, and we'll be having amazing guests just like we have had today. So if you enjoyed today's session, please join in again tomorrow for another amazing session. Okay, I think we're ready with the speech.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about that technical difficulties, but we're up and ready to go now. So just a few housekeeping items before we start. So if everyone could please kindly go to www.kahoot.it or click on the link that will be provided in our chat. I'm sure a member of our team is doing that now. And then you can log in to the quiz using the barcode that we're going to bring up. And as we go, please kindly enter your name, because like the host mentioned before, there are going to be prizes that are going to be given. So if you could use your name so that we're able to track all that and the scores that you get in. And once the quiz has started, quiz questions will be displayed on the computer screen, and the questions will be displayed on the screen, and you will have the option to answer on the device you're using. So this could be your phone or this could be your laptop, whichever device is more accessible to you. And the questions are timed. So when you're thinking, just keep that in mind. They're timed. So it could be 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and you won't know the timing of the question. So just make sure to be prompt with all your answers. And after the game, the players with the highest scores will be ranked, and the prizes will be given as they've been mentioned before by the host. So we're just going to be setting that up quickly so we can share the screen. Okay, so if everyone could go to www.kahoot.com and just share the code that's going to be coming up in a moment. It's just loading. Okay, so the code we're going to be using is 490196. So that's 490196. All right, yeah, I see people joining in. We have 5 people so far, so if we could just keep it going. Can everyone still hear me? Oh, looks like something happened there. Just going to reconnect quickly. I don't know if it just kicked me out. It's not you. Oh, I see people joining in. If we could keep going. Perfect. I see our numbers going up. So just give it a minute more for anyone else who would like to join in and participate. Remember, there are prizes being given. So, you know, it's going to be good for you to take part. And the questions that are there, I will say they're going to get you thinking, get your mind going. So you really want to be a part of this, I will say. So just like I said before, 490-196, that is the code we're using. So yeah, go ahead and sign up and be part of this exciting quiz. So I'll just give it a minute or two for people to be able to sign up before we start. Perfect. I see more people coming in. Okay, so we have 12 participants. Anyone else would like to join? We'll just give it going once. Going twice. Anyone who wants to join in some more? 13 people now. Okay, all right. Just gonna wait for a couple more minutes to join. Okay, I see more people coming in, more people joining.
Is there anyone who is trying to join and having some difficulty, or should we go ahead with the quiz because of our time?
Okay, see other people joining on. Okay, so that code is 490-196. For anyone who's looking for the code, 490-196, and the website is www.kahoot.it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start our quiz now. All right, is everyone ready for the first question? So the first question is, how many senatorial seats does Nigeria have? Is it 103, which will show as red? Is it 101, which shows up as blue? 109, which shows as yellow, or 131? Okay, it looks like the majority got that correct. All right, moving on to the next question. And as the game goes, the scoreboard is going to be showing. So right now we're seeing Lady Abba is first. So let's go on to the next question. What is the fourth word in the Nigerian national anthem? Is it call, compatriots, Nigeria's, or fatherland? Okay. All right, so that's question 2. And going on to the next question. How many colors are in the Nigerian coat of arms? Is it 7, 3, 6, or 5? So remember, the colors are on your devices, so just choose the corresponding color for the correct question. Is it 7, 3, 6, or 5? 3, 2, 1. Okay, and it looks like 6 people got that correct. Wow, and our scoreboard has changed. All right, going on to the next question. True or false? The United States of America has the most Nigerian-born immigrants. Is that true? That's going to be in blue, or false, which is in red. All right. 3, 2. Okay, perfect. All right, so it looks like the correct answer is true. Okay, all right, and it looks like things are shaking up in the scoreboard. So let's go to the next question. What does the black shield on the Nigerian coat of arms represent? Is it courage, our bold color, Nigeria's fertile soil, or strength? Time is running out for this one. All right, and it looks like only one person got that one. So it does represent Nigeria's fertile soil. And that has changed the scoreboard, all right? Okay, going on to the next question. C.W. Keller included this flower found in the Nigerian coat of arms in the design of Meghan Markle's wedding veil. Is it the hibiscus, the yellow trumpet, the rose, or the white lily? All right, and the correct answer is actually the yellow trumpet. So I do want to correct something I said earlier. So the correct answer is not the one with the most votes, but it's actually the one with the tick at the end. So for this one, looks like the most votes was for the hibiscus, but the correct answer was actually the yellow trumpet. So let's move on to the next question. According to the latest UNESCO report, how many Nigerian youth and children are currently out of school in Nigeria? Time is really going fast on this one. Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay. And the correct answer is 20.2 million. Okay, selects the correct match. Northwest, Adamawa, North Central, Benue, Southeast Yanoga, or Southeast Lokoja. The time is running out. 6, 5, we have 9 answers, 12 answers, 14 answers, okay? Okay, and it looks like the correct answer was the one in gold. Let's see how the leaderboard is doing now. That really shook up the leaderboard. It looks like we are Clement leading now. Things are heating up, so let's keep going. Question 9, true or false? Nigeria's unemployment rate is more than 30%. Is this true or is this false? It's quite a bit of time for this one, so you can really think about it. All right. We're at the 5-second mark now. And the answer is true, and it looks like the majority of people got this correct. Okay, and it looks like Clement has a streak with 3 correct answers in a row. Wow, good job to you. So let's go to the next question. Who was the Nigerian artist who made a bronze sculpture of Queen Elizabeth II? There's very limited time on this one, so if you could hurry up with the answers. Is it Philip, Emegwali? Okay, and it looks like almost everyone got this correct, so well done, everyone. And the leaderboard has been shaken up again. Which Nigerian once designed the world's fastest computer? We're at the 5-second mark for this one again. I see the answers flooding in. And the correct answer was the first one. It looks like the majority of the group got this correct too. And the leaderboard is shaken up again. Question number 12. Who was the captain of the Super Eagles when Nigeria won the African Cup of Nations in Tunisia in 1994? I'm sure a lot of soccer fans are knowing this one. Okay. And question 13. What products can small businesses export from Nigeria? Another one that's moving quickly. All right, and it looks like we're at time. And the correct answer was cashew, cocoa, and shea butter. And it looks like Victor is still leading now on the scoreboard after that question. Question number 14. What year did Queen Elizabeth II first visit Nigeria? And the correct answer is 1956, and it looks like the majority got that one too. True or false? Akinwumi is the last name of the person who designed the Nigerian flag. Oh, I see answers moving in quickly for this one. So is this true or is this false? All right, we're almost at the 5-second mark. And the correct answer is false. Question 16. How do you hold government accountable in Nigeria? How do we hold government accountable in Nigeria? And I see the answers coming in. 11 answers, and the correct answer is becoming a voice of advocacy for good governance. And I see the majority got that one too. Okay, question 17. What committee takes responsibility for ensuring peace among political parties during elections? What committee takes responsibility for ensuring peace among political parties during elections? And the correct answer is National Peace Committee. And it looks like only one person got that one. Okay, we're almost at the end. Question 18. How can the diaspora make Nigeria greater? How can the diaspora make Nigeria greater? Is it promoting its ills abroad, staying out of touch, knowledge transfer advocacy, or shredding the green passport? How can the diaspora make Nigeria greater? And the correct answer is knowledge transfer, advocacy, and foreign remittance for developmental projects. Okay, and it looks like our leaderboard has shaken up again. So question 19, what key factors are important for good governance? What key factors are important for good governance? Perfect. And we're at the last question now. Remember, there are prizes that are at stake here. So the last question. Question 20, where does Nigeria's greatness begin? Where does Nigeria's greatness begin? We're at the 3-second mark now. And the correct answer is my humble self. It begins with each and every one of us. So now the moment of truth to see. So these are all the scores that are coming in. And it looks like our winner for the night is Victor. So everyone give a round of applause, well, a virtual round of applause to Victor. And the second person is Lady A. And the third person was Bumni Mabel. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in on that quiz. I hope you had much fun as I had. Now back to our hosts.
That was fun. That was fun. That was fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And congratulations to our winners.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was fun. That was fun. The race was on. The race was on. I thought some people were going to get it, but some people were faster and, you know, we kept, you know, pushing and getting it on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, earlier we were to bring you a musical interlude. Joining us all the way from the UK, we have Ogaga Ocharive, who will be, you know, sharing with us his song titled Sacrifice. Ogaga Ocharive is a graduate of mass communication at Babcock University. He's currently studying also at University of Greenwich in the UK. He joins us live from the UK. Let's have him. Ogaga, you're welcome. A round of applause for him. Thank you. You're looking good, man. So, okay, we have you now.
Yes, well, thank God, thank God. Good evening, everyone. So, it's been a wonderful day. It's been a wonderful day. I connected to the last speaker's teaching, and it resonates with me because while I was in school, secondary school, the only time I became best in maths in art class was because of my stubbornness. Because of my stubbornness. So everybody, best in maths in the school, had 22 as his own answer. And the whole class tilted to 22. The whole class tilted to 22. And I have solved and solved and solved. And my answer is 5. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And I've tried all the possible options to see how I can get my answer to 22. It wasn't working. So I just dropped my biro. I said, God, at least the other ones have done my best. At least I know those ones very well. This one that I'm getting 22 like this. So hope, and that one, guess what? Out of all the questions, that particular one had 25 marks. So and the exam is over 60. If I fail that question, I wasn't really sure of some other questions that I had there as well. So if I fail that question, it's a whole lot. So fast forward when the result came out and they got best in maths. My parent was shocked to Abomaro. Why? Because I wasn't more of a maths person. I was an arts person. I love speaking, I love talking, I love singing. So coming best in maths was something out of the box. No one expected it. They never saw it coming. So that was just it. So it was when he said that thing, it resonated in me that we need to have that belief in yourself that what you are doing is right first. Do what is right, whether whoever is around you or whoever is around you is doing whatever they feel or they are doing whatever. It might be right, it might be wrong. You don't know what is right. But as far as that, your conscience is clear with what you are doing. It doesn't matter what your neighbor is doing, please do it. In the UK here, I've seen so many things. Before you cross the road, you have to tap the button. Button says wait. The cars wait. I say oh. So cars wait for human being to cross. So these are things that little by little I've been able to shaping me. Little by little I've been able to shaping me. 5 years, I studied mass communication, found myself in sales and marketing. So I've been able to harness my communication skills and add them into my sales and marketing field that I am in. So I tell people I'm a communicator by study, a sales marketing expert by experience, and I'm a musician by love. I love what I do. So that's just it. So Mr. Harry, you said I should sing. Today has been a very long day. Today has been a very long day. So the song goes, I lay my hands on the plow, no turning back. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Yeah. Oh, I lay my hands on the plow, no turning back. Yeah. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. We will serve the Lord. We will serve the Lord. And we've got no other choice. We will serve the Lord. So that was my first song titled No Other Choice. No Other Choice. And it comes from the point of being, how will I put it now? It comes from the point of being focused and making that decision to do whatever you want to do. And no matter how it is, people will fight you. And this line that I chose, I would have chosen to go secular and everything. But this line that I chose, people fought me. People wrote me off like, guy, this journey, this style of music you are doing is a very boring one. It's very boring and boring and boring. And my style of music is more of inspirational. And apart from inspirational, it always has that message. I call you back because I see that most times in Christianity, we try to bring the scripture to favor ourselves. We try to bring the scripture to favor ourselves, but that thin line between doing what is right and going the other way, that thin line is where we miss it. That thin line. So I wrote the second song called Sacrifice, and I got so many questions from people. So I offer myself a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto you. I present my body as a living sacrifice, oh, holy and acceptable unto you. This is the keyboard. It says, where you lead me, I will go. And I say yes unto your will. And I surrender everything to you. And I surrender all. Jesus, come have your way. So the song came while I was in church, and normally I was with my guitar, and we had rehearsal that day, and everybody came late for no reason, and I was the only one. So I just picked up my guitar, and the next thing that came out of my mouth was this. I didn't really understand this song until I came into the UK. And seeing so many things, going through so many phases, seeing the society around me, and making up my mind to follow Jesus till the end. That is where I have so totally sold out to the gospel as this. Yes, I'm here for my masters, but my primary purpose here is dissemination of the gospel, and that's my role. Yeah. So thank you very much for having me. God bless you all. That's it for today. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Ogaga. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A round of applause for Ogaga for joining us and sharing his musical journey with us today. Thank you very much, Ogaga. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Blessing, are you there?
Right here. Thank you so much, Ogaga. That was inspiring. Thank you.
Yes, so we'll be taking our closing remarks. Is Rotimi with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you very much. So we'd like for you to lead us out as we get our outro. Thank you very much, sir.
And sorry to interrupt. Also, before Mr. Rotimi speaks, we would like to encourage everyone. We want to take a group screenshot at the end of this session. So please, at the end of his speech, please just help us for a few minutes, few seconds, turn on your video so that you can be featured in the screenshot. Thank you. Mr. Rotimi, the floor is yours.
Yeah,
yes.
I hope you will still speak to the winners of the quiz. I'm not on that yet, but just a couple of thoughts, just to say a very big thank you to everyone, both those who spoke and those who listened. Thank you for the engagement. It's been a thrilling session here. I personally learned a lot, and I remember one of the things that Adejisola Atiba said, that someone who earns $24 million annually, who says he still learns, he keeps learning. I've learned a lot. Sometimes big things come in small packages, and I want to believe that everybody has also gained one or two things. We really apologize for the time we took. Thank you for the sacrifice that you've made. We love you for coming around, for all the energy, for all the input, for all the comments. We ask that God bless you. Tomorrow is another day, and we hope that we would have an exciting time, a more exciting time, hopefully. God bless you. Thank you very much, speakers. Some of them have left. Thank you, Auntie Adejisola Atiba, always being a strong support. You're always sending messages, letting me know what's going on, or how I'm feeling. Thank you, Auntie Bimbo, Ify Dawn, Senshare, Guki Fathery. Thank you, Gaga. You came in and you made it. We appreciate you. David, he's been my class rep from university days. You're still holding the banner over 20 years. Thank God for your life. I'm so happy I came in church with you. We'll see you tomorrow by God's grace. God bless you real good. Please just indulge us and switch on your camera, your videos, your videos on. Let's have a group photograph together. And I don't know if you have the names of those who won the quiz. Blessings to you. Sorry, do you have the names with you? They were sent to
The
you.
names of the winners.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, our winners are in first place, we have Victor. In first place, we have Victor. Congratulations, Victor. A round of applause. That was very, 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 very good. In second place, we have David Sounds Cha. But that position was taken by Lady A, but she yielded the position to David Sound Cha because David Sound Cha probably gave her a run for her money. You know, thank you very much, Lady A. You are amazing. Thank you very much. And in third place, we have Bumi Abel. Bumi Abel in third place. Congratulations to all our winners. Everybody here has won. Everybody here has won. But in this, there are no losers here. Everybody is a winner here. Thank you very much, everybody, for chiming in. Thank you very much. Lady Abba, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's put on our cameras for our selfie. Ladies and gentlemen, it's selfie time. It's selfie time. Let's put on our cameras so we can, you know, a little something for the memoirs. All right. Let's turn on our cameras. Let's turn on our cameras now. All right. Let's turn on our cameras, right? So, who is our photographer? I really want to look good in my selfie. So, and I'm not tying wrapper today. I should tie wrapper tomorrow. My full Niger Delta regalia. Yes, oh yes. So, where's everybody? Blessing, are you here? Hello, Blessing. Hello, Blessing. I can't see Clement Walong. Oh, Clement Walong. Yeah, sorry. Tanimola and Foluke. We should all turn on our cameras, please, so we can. Oh, some people may need to, you know, maybe some people want to apply makeup before they turn on their camera. Yeah. Sorry to me, you're looking good. Did you apply makeup? You should share the makeup with me now.
The energy in the room makes me feel.
Yes, Blessing is here. Where are other friends? Ruva, are you here? Let's turn on our camera. Let's turn on our cameras, please. Mosumola, are you here? Let's turn on our. Let's turn on our cameras. Yes.
All right, I think we have
All
that.
four.
Most people have their cameras on.
All right.
Okay, we're ready. I think someone should let us know when it's done so we don't just stay still till tomorrow.
I thought you were going to call it off. You want to take 1,000 pictures, right? By the way.
Okay, but I just want to be sure we got that.
Okay, yes, we did. I think we probably have 1,000 pictures.
So
Only
a big thank
1,000
you to
pictures.
everyone who joined in today. We really appreciate all our speakers, the convener, all the participants, and congratulations to the winners of the games and quiz. We really appreciate this. Has been a beautiful session, Renaissance Nigerian Network, and I hope that beyond the fun, beyond the games, beyond the music. And thanks to our singer, by the way, Ogaga, thank you for that. And I hope that beyond all of that, we're able to take at least one thing with us, and we will work with that, run with that, and be better people eventually. Thank you so much. My
Thank
co-host,
you,
Henry.
okay. Thank you very much, Blessing. This has been such a fantastic time out with you all. Thank you very much. Such a joy to be with you this evening. Well, this evening here, I'm sure, you know, they have their own, when the time difference, they will be a factor, but, you know, everybody has chimed in. Thank you very much, everybody who has, you know, participated, who called in. Thank you to all our presenters. Thank you to Ogaga. Thank you very much. In spite of, you know, the technical issues, you were still able to, you know, join us. And thank you very much. Thank you very much, Blessing. You've been such a fantastic sport. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you too. And yeah, I know, right? And permit me to remind us that this continues tomorrow. We will be celebrating independence with this amazing program. And if you can, I would advise that you do actually joining tomorrow at 1 p.m. West African time for the continuation of this amazing session. We're going to have amazing speakers, the likes of Royal Majesty. Okay, I'm sorry, I was trying to read that very fast, but it went up. But yes, we're going to have amazing speakers like Professor Oyelowo, I think, if I got that right. And then we'll be having Professor Godwin Onu. We'll also be having a lot of amazing speakers like that. So please do not miss out. We'll be having Her Royal Majesty. Okay, I think that name is slipping off my hands. But anyways, yeah, we'll be having Her Royal Majesty Barrister Adironke Agumbiade. I got it this time. So please do not miss out on that session tomorrow. You think this was good? Tomorrow will be better, much better. I promise you that. So as you go tonight, take your pen, your paper, whatever you've learned, go through it and reinforce for tomorrow, because we will be back tomorrow to celebrate the independence of Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Blessing, thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us. God bless you and see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
As the clouds go gray, the thunder roars and the earth sings. The season's just beginning. The sunlight it hides as the clouds make way for the pouring of my blessings. I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance in the rain. It's for my seed to grow. I've sown, the Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping back 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready, 'cause the Lord of the harvest told me so. it's green for me. Standing alone can be a heavy load, but my vows I won't be breaking. Though my heart is aching, I got a word and I won't let go. It's your will I'm seeking, so I keep on believing. I see it now, I understand, I know, so I embrace it, dance. Once again, it's time for me to grow. For every prayer and every tear I've sown, Lord,